now we am boy.
What's up, guys? What's up? Welcome to the channel. I just traveled all the way from a place, so I just came in. You can even see my bag is right there. So I just literally came in into the house. I was supposed to do this at 9 o'clock, but I came in early. I was like, I might as well do it early. Yeah, the title is right. Has Pep Guardiola been exposed? We are going to react to the game that we had today. The game that we had against what do you call it again? Against Spurs. Basically, it was Man City against Spurs. And sadly enough, as always, it doesn't matter if it's Patrick coaching Spurs. It doesn't matter if it's you guys in the comments coaching Spurs. I'm sorry. I lost my head yesterday. And if there's a City fan out there or a City YouTuber who is sitting there, right, trying to justify what happened yesterday, I repeat, if there is a City YouTuber or a City fan who is sitting there and trying to justify what happened yesterday and telling us that, oh, it's fine, oh, it is okay, it is okay, this is our second game. No, I am not going to sit there as a fan and say, oh, it's our second game, so it's good. You know why? Because this happens to us every single season against Spurs. And you know what's do you know what's embarrassing about all this? What's embarrassing about all this is Spurs, right? They had about 6 players. Spurs had about 6 players injured. And you know what hurts me the most, my fellow fans out there, if you're watching? What pains me the most as a fan is not only did Spurs have 6 players injured, I believed as a City fan, I was even saying it in groups. I was like, Son and Kane are gone. Kulu is injured. So these are the guys who kill us. So they're gone. Son and Kane are gone. It means we have a chance. No, it doesn't matter who wears the Spurs shirt. Guys, we have a serious issue. I'm sorry, City fans, we have a serious issue. This bloody thing, oh, forget him. Nah, let's stop that. There's something wrong mentally with our team. I don't know if it's our manager. I don't know if maybe even the fan base has this issue maybe when Spurs show up. I can't. I can't. Like I can't. I cannot accept it. I can't sit down. So let me list down the managers who have slapped us. Spurs in the last 10 years have changed managers. Pochettino slapped us, knocked us out of the Champions League. Jose slapped us. Nuno slapped us. Manson, Manson was just a guy waiting for another manager. Manson, remember Manson? Slapped us. Conte slapped us. How? How? If you have an answer, if you are a City fan and you have an answer for me, tell me. Are you happy? Like, do you sit down as a City fan and happy that Spurs come to the Etihad and come there and we twerk for them? Basically, when Spurs come, like a lot of people are telling me this, and I'm accepting it. They said we should just name the Etihad the White Hart Lane 2. Like we should just name it's not the Etihad anymore. When they come there, they own us. Like how? How? I don't get it. I don't understand. Look, I would rather lose to Liverpool. That's what I'm saying. Liverpool has had quality teams, but Spurs had 6 injuries. Last season, Spurs were missing players and still beat us. Spurs were missing Son and they still beat us 4-0 at the Etihad. 4-0 at the Etihad. Clean sheet. This season, they were missing Son, Kane, Kulu, Madison, Basuma. They were missing the first team players and they slapped us comfortably 2-0. And then we keep making the same mistake. I was stupid. I thought, oh, Trafford is a new keeper. Cherokee is a new player. Tijani is a new player. Haaland, he doesn't get phased. We have Nico Gonzalez, who's a new player. I said, okay, we have new players. They have never really witnessed this Spurs voodoo. So maybe these new players won't give a shit. Maybe these new players will be able to take the game to Spurs. No. Cherokee was all over the place. Trafford, such a young, confident. When he was playing for Burnley, Trafford, they used to press him, and he was press resistant. He was a bum. Trafford was a bum on Saturday yesterday, and some idiots in the fan base, they are telling me that Trafford was not at fault. It was Nico Gonzalez. That's what some people are saying. They're saying it was not Trafford, it was Nico Gonzalez. And then to top it all up, John Stones, you're still making mistakes at this age. Like Ruben Diaz is finished. It's not reactionary. I'm sorry. Can somebody tell me in the comments or whoever is watching, when was the last time Ruben Diaz had a game the same like he had the first season when he came to City? When was the last time Ruben Diaz had a game as good as when he came to Man City the first season? Oh, wait. I said it in the group chat. The best thing Ruben Diaz can do is start a family with Maya Jama. Get married to the woman, start a family, and focus on raising the kids. Because I'm sorry, the guy is done. The guy, I don't think we'll get the Ruben Diaz we had from the first season. I haven't seen that in a long time. John Stones is finished. Right now, as I'm speaking, like, do you know the thing? Do you know why? Do you know why nobody likes this channel sometimes? Some people don't like this channel. It's because we tell you the truth. Because we tell you how we feel. We don't cater for you. I don't come here and sell you lies. I don't come here and lie to you and blind you. I'm telling you the truth. Ruben Diaz hasn't been a good defender for a long time. I'm sorry, he hasn't. John Stones is finished. The best we can do right now, since it's a rebuild, just play Kosanov and Josko when Josko is back. And Pep Guardiola is a genius of a manager. But that thing where he takes two fullbacks and invert them into the midfield or bring them into midfield is costing us games. If you watch every single game, even last year, when our fullbacks get into midfield, guess what the opposition do? They just have their wingers wide. They just get their wingers wide and put balls over the top. There's nobody there. By the time our fullbacks recover, we are done and dusted. I'm sorry. People are saying, oh, reactionary. It's not about being fucking reactionary. We get slapped by Spurs every fucking season. That's embarrassing. I'm sorry. I am embarrassed as a fan because the Spurs team gets worse. It gets less like the Spurs team gets less stronger, but yet they're still able to beat us. Who's Brendan Johnson? I'm sorry. Who's Brendan Johnson? Who is he? Is he Neymar? But now Brendan Johnson has become the new son. So Brendan Johnson is dunking on our asses. We made Richarlison look like prime Ronaldo, R9. It's always Man City that makes Spurs players look as if they're top class. I'm sorry, it's Doug, I'm well, man. Hope you're well. I know it's only week 2, but that must have been very concerning performance. It was very concerning. And some City fans are trying to blanket it. Some City fans are trying to put excuses. I'm sorry, guys. Our football is slow. Let me educate you into something. People are not idiots. I'm telling you. You can't fight me for 10 years and still beat my ass. That's not going to happen. You can't fight with somebody. I can't beat the shit out of you for 10 years and you don't come back more improved and slap me up. You can you will study me, you study the way I fight, and then after a few years you be able to beat me up. That's what happens. That's what's happening to Man City. The other teams have sussed us out. They have exposed us for what our weaknesses. They have been slapped. These managers have received slaps from us for about 10 years. They have studied us. They know our system. They know the weaknesses. Stop bringing your fullbacks inside the midfield. It's not working. Players, what teams are doing is they're just counter-attacking and putting the ball over the top. There's nobody there. People are blaming players. Oh, it's so-and-so's fault. No, it's the system. Look at Jack Grealish today. He said he's enjoying his football for the first time in years. That's the Jack Grealish you guys love. I don't know where the camera is. That's the Jack Grealish you love. He says he's enjoying his football after a long time. Guys, this robotic football of people have sussed us out. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter if you beat Wolves. Wolves were going through us. Wolves were almost they scored. It was an offside. But Wolves were ripping us apart in few times of the spaces. And then I said, wait a minute. If a good, decent team plays us, they'll be able to put those chances away. We have to look at this system. I'm telling you. And it's not being reactionary. And some people, they are so obsessed with Pep Guardiola, they don't want to question anything. They would rather blame Doku who came in 70 minutes. Oh, it's Doku's fault. Doku's fault for what? What did Oscar Bob do? Oh, wait. What did Omama Mush do? Omama Mush is not a left winger. Omama Mush doesn't look great as a left winger. Doesn't look great at all. He's a second striker or a striker. Cherky looked lost. I felt bad for Cherky because he had to drop in to carry the ball from the back because nobody could bring the ball away from the back. And you know what, guys? This obsession with passing from the back, it just gets us in trouble. Then we look like a bunch of idiots because the top 4 teams are able to press us in a certain way. I'm scared for Brighton against Brighton. Baleba was on the bench, resting for us. Brighton is going to press the shit out of us. And then some people want to sit down and then tell us why we lost against Spurs. We lost against Spurs because number 1, our tactics are old. We've been studied. Number 2, we have a mentality issue against Spurs, which is rubbish because Spurs is not even a team to fear. Not at all. But no, there is people in the fan base who want us to look like a bunch of idiots. There's people in this fan base who think, oh, just because it's Pep Guardiola, we can't question him. The system is flawed. Guys, we've been winning for so long. The other managers are not idiots. The other teams and the players are not idiots. They have studied us. There's a way to beat this Man City side. It's been found out. We've been found out. It doesn't matter who you play. Tijani Reinders is a fast midfielder. But look at what happened. We were still getting run through. Why? Because the way we set up our system, it's easy for the other teams to do something because they have studied us for fucking 10 years. But no. Some people, it doesn't get through their heads. I want Rodrigo. It doesn't matter if Rodrigo comes to this team, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't matter if Vinicius comes to this team. We are not doing anything because the system is flawed. It's an easy system to play against. I am telling you now, if I was coaching Luton Town, I would beat Man City right now. Facts. If I was coaching Luton Town, I would beat Man City. I would beat them 4-0. I'll just get my most clinical player to stay in the box, to stay close to the defenders. I'll tell my wingers to stay wide. I'll tell my wingers stay wide. And I'll tell my fullbacks, as soon as you get the ball, loop it over to the wingers. Loop it over to the wingers. It's quite simple. I am not a tactician. You know what? I do apologize because a lot of people, as I say, don't like me because maybe my accent is not that great. Maybe I don't use big words. Maybe because I'm not very presentable when talking, or I don't talk slow or whatever. Or maybe because I'm not really a Mancunian or something. For that, I'm from Manchester. But I will tell you the truth. I would just say how it is. What I'm seeing is rubbish. Nobody will sit here and then you sit there and let me ask a simple question to the people or whoever's gonna watch this later. Player for player between Man City and Spurs, which one is better? Player for player. I want you to tell me player for player between Man City and Spurs right now, the teams that played, who's better? Who's better? It's City. Bar for bar, it's City. We have the best striker in Holland. We have one of the best finishers in Omama Mosh. We have a nice young talent, Oscar Bob. Is Brendan Johnson better than Oscar Bob? Is that what you're telling me? Turkey, we have a better number 10 than they have. Nico Gonzalez is a better midfielder than what they have. Dejani is a better midfielder than they have. What are we talking about here? So what excuse do you want to give me? What excuse do we have? Bar for bar, we have better players than Spurs. Our players are better than Spurs. But we lost. Easily. 2-0. When it was 1-0, the team gave up again like last season when we played the 4-0 against Spurs. I'm sorry, guys. There is no fucking tactical reaction to this. That was bullshit. And I swear to God, we might be beating maybe Brighton because Brighton play open football, I guess. But Brighton, be careful. They might smoke us. I highly doubt if we're going to beat United. I highly doubt it if we're going to beat Man United. And Man United are shit. And I don't think we're going to beat them. Because these big teams have got clinical players, have got players that can score. We might end up, this season, taking advantage of shit teams. Like maybe teams that have come from the bottom, like Leeds United, maybe. But I have a feeling Leeds United are going to cause us trouble with that press they have. We need to evolve the football. And nobody here, and if you want to challenge me on this, I will welcome you on this channel. Tell me if you are satisfied by Spurs slapping you every season. If you are satisfied by Spurs and you have a reason why, fucking bogey team, who gives a shit? That's shit. Spurs have only won one trophy recently in my lifetime when I've been watching them. That's the Europa they won. That shit team. The reason why we have a bad record against Liverpool, because Liverpool have had quality. The whole team narrative is rubbish. Pep needs to find solution, but he's too arrogant and stubborn. Bingo. Voodoo juju. Who cares about that? Only Pep has lost more times to Liverpool than any other side than Spurs. Liverpool is quality. Spurs are not quality. I'm sorry. And you know what? Throughout the years, we have played Spurs while they're injured. Majority of the time, they're injured. And I'm like, oh my God, that defender. Do you remember we played them when the defense was injured and they played Ben Davis and them guys at the back and they still slapped us? Lads, what are we doing here? We need to be serious as City fans. Stop making excuses. This is a top level manager. Cherky is a baller. Tijani is a baller. You can't be embarrassed at the Etihad again and again and again with Spurs. Nah, I'm sorry. Okay, so the coach is fearful, and this transmits to the players. Even losing to Liverpool, never learning is unacceptable. Why are we still being caught on counters in 2025? Please ask people. You're speaking facts right now, but there's certain people who are not going to accept this. I'm telling you, there's certain people who are going to say reactionary. There's no fucking reactionary here. We were shit. Omar Mamush did nothing. He just looks bad when you put him. He's a second striker, but you're playing him as a left winger. Haaland had one great moment when he passed the ball to Omar and Omar missed. Ruben Diaz and Stones are finished. I'm sorry. Ruben Diaz and John Stones in 2025 is criminal. John Stones, slow defenders. Slow. Nathan Ake's pace is gone. It's gone. It's gone. I can run faster than Nathan Ake. I saw him trying to run back. I said this last season when he played. I was like, Nathan Ake has lost his pace. He's 30 fucking years old. And don't get me started about Rico Lewis. I feel sorry for the kid. That's what I do. I feel sorry for that kid. That kid is short. He probably if he stood next to me, he'd be in my waist. Like, the kid is so short, first of all, has no physicality, and you're playing him in a physical league. But you know what's more embarrassing? Didn't he play the side where Brendan Johnson is? Brendan Johnson is also weak, but he managed to bump him. So I don't know. If there is somebody, I repeat this, if there is somebody doing a tactical analysis on this, you're an idiot. If there's somebody out there trying to do a tactical analysis on this, I think you're an idiot. Like, that's why I didn't come here and do a tactical. Because if you do that tactical analysis, I want you to copy and paste it 10 years as what you was again. 10 years as Spurs slap us for 10 years. They slap us for 10 years. Gilster, they had Jose Mourinho slapped us. Nuno slapped us. Manson was not even a top level manager. Slapped us.
Conte.
Yeah.
It was a disaster there.
Conte slapped us. Pochettino slapped us.
Jeez.
Come on, let's be serious. Nah, voodoo my ass. There's no voodoo here. This is what we call. Oh my God. Do you know? I went on a panel. They say, "Oh, Man City, all you do is open ass chicks for Spurs," and Spurs fans were saying, "You guys are you're just like, we just go there and bump you, and we just abuse. We know that we're going to collect 3 points." It's like, I'm sorry. And this thing where I repeat of taking fullbacks and putting them into midfield has to stop. It's so easy to beat, because once you leave that gap, all the other managers are doing is they're leaving 2 fast wingers on the side, ball over the top. If they beat the offside, you're done. You're done. Your defenders cannot recover. We are doing that. We got slapped like that against, what's that team in the Club World Cup? That's how they beat us. That's how they beat us. And yet we're still doing it. I'm sorry. You have to learn. And you know what's going to happen? Wolves did it and got an offside goal. Remember? Wolves did it 3 times and got offside. Brighton have Mitoma. They'll just tell Mitoma and the other guy to stay on the sides. I'm telling you.
Nunes has to start that game.
We're going to have to just outscore teams, because that, if we continue putting people in midfield like that, Rico Lewis doesn't have recovery pace. I'm sorry. Kyle Walker is gone. Does Pep Guardiola know Kyle Walker is gone? I think he does. I don't know. Some people are saying, do you know why I'm pissed off? It's because it's Spurs and it's every season. and it's comfortable, and they come out with a clean sheet. And you know what? The Spurs players don't fear us anymore. I think when they're on the bus, they talk to each other, say, "Oh, you know what? We're gonna bump these idiots," and this is what happened. And you know what? I thought City players will have pride and say, "No way, these guys are coming to the Etihad to slap us again." But it looks like every season they just allow it, and they do faces at the end. You know what? Pep Guardiola should call me to do a second half talk, because I would just rinse them. I would just say, dudes, be embarrassed. These guys come here and slap you all the time. I don't know. Anyway, Conway is also here, so I'm going to add Conway. But anyway, Kelkster.
Did you just freeze? Oh, I thought you
No,
froze.
I don't know. So what?
So you
What's
just
your
kind of went
thought?
like, but
No,
I was
what's
like,
your,
wait, did you freeze?
now, what's your thought on the game yesterday?
Just disappointing. And it felt like a game from last season. Like the midfield was poor. And, even with the help in the midfield from the fullbacks, just balls over the top, killing us again, shredded in transition again. I thought the issue was the older legs, and apparently it wasn't. So I got to hold that because, so maybe all my vitriol from last season was misplaced. Maybe the system doesn't work. Or I think he's just persisting with it because I think he thinks that it's just going to be better with Rodri in it, but we just can't get Rodri into the team. So I don't know what the deal is. I'm tired of the inverting fullbacks. I'm shocked that Nunes didn't start because of Spurs pace. Because we've seen over and over again, Rico just can't handle the pace defensively. He's just not that guy. So it's frustrating to see like the same mistakes happening again, and it's starting to get really concerning with our record against big teams. Like we've been awful at that since the treble season. Like even in the four-peat season, we didn't do that well against the top teams. Like we drew both games with Chelsea. I think we lost a game. We drew both games with Liverpool that season. Like something's wrong. I don't know what it is. That's the manager to figure out. But I think it all also just kind of fell apart when Aït-Nouri got injured, and that's something you can't really plan for. But I was surprised to not see O'Reilly come in because he's really good at doing the same role that Aït-Nouri does. So that was a little odd because, when Ake came on, Marmoush just got completely taken out of the game. He had no support. And, it just kind of...
I'm sorry. Nathan Ake is finished. I'm sorry.
He looked, I feel bad for him. He looked really slow trying to chase Kudus down. The injuries really got him. And you can tell he's just mentally like trying to not get injured. I don't think he can handle the pace of the Premier League anymore. He should probably go to Italy and play there. It's a lot slower league.
Do you remember I said this last season saying he looked like out of pace? Like the pace is gone. The pace is gone. It's gone. Like even John Stones
looks done too. He had a really poor game yesterday.
They are good defenders when they're defending when somebody's coming at them. But when it's pace, I think they're done. Yeah. And you know what? Ruben Diaz, I'm sorry. I haven't seen anything from him since that glorious first season. I'm sorry. As I said again at the beginning of this video, go to my Jama, propose to her, start a family, and maybe move on to Portugal. I don't know. Anyway, Conway, how you doing, man?
We just gave him a new contract, and he's going to get big money raised too. And I don't think he's earned it based on his performance. I would have waited to give him the contract extension. So now we're going to be stuck with the John Stone situation. If he's not performing, we're going to be stuck with a high wage player. So now I'm a little confused. But I do think he can get better, but I know he can be better. Like I still think he's a top center back, but he needs to I'm tired of waiting for it. Like I know how good you've been in the past. When are you going to get back to that form?
Yeah. I would get Malo Gusto.
I like Malo Gusto, yeah.
I said it before. I was like, let's try them. Says pick up for the super chat, Brian. Says the treble win seems like 5 years ago. Treble win seems like a decade ago, man. Conway, how you doing, man? Conway.
Yo, Patrick, man, I'm good. Hope you're well. Hope everyone's well.
I'm good. Conway, did you see the stats? Spurs have changed managers 7 times, and those 7 managers have slapped us.
Yeah, man. I don't know what Tottenham got against us, man. It's like we're Arsenal to them, but they can't even beat Arsenal as much as they beat us, and they're rivals with Arsenal. So it's kind of strange, isn't it? We might as well be the North London derby moving forward, man. But Spurs, I think they yesterday they developed a way to press us. They knew when to counter things of that nature. I tweeted after the game. I said we looked as the team that travelled away for 12:30 fixture. We looked like we were the away side for the early kickoff. I mean, it was just a shambles, really, man. When I saw the lineup, um, there were just a few individuals changed from what the starting lineup was against Wolves. Obviously, Marmoush for Doku. You saw Turkey start instead of Bernardo and things like that. I just think in a game like that, as early as it is, especially against a Tottenham team who have guys that are very dominant in midfield physically, you need someone that can actually keep the ball in midfield. So I was surprised that Bernardo didn't start that game. I would have started Bernardo. And if you
I was
needed some
surprised
sort,
too.
yeah, and if you need some sort of impact coming into the second half, then obviously you can make changes in that regard. But a lot of the things that Pep did yesterday didn't make any sense to me. First thing that caught my eyes is, and I've said this for a very long time, why are we deploying Marmoush as a touchline winger? That makes
Yeah,
no
it's
sense
not
to
his
me.
game.
Marmoush, when we bought him from Frankfurt, and White Cheek was very, very highly regarding this player, someone we should go get, and I was happy when we signed him. The guy scored a bag of number of goals in the Bundesliga in half the season that he was there. Did Frankfurt utilize him as a winger? No, they didn't. The guy was in central areas playing as a second striker. Him and Akitika playing off each other, and I don't know why we can't do similar to that. When it comes to the fact that we have Haaland as our striker. We saw Haaland dropping deep. There was a play where he dribbled past a couple of Tottenham players and he played a through ball. If Mamouche is in those areas, and I know Mamouche got a chance there, but if we keep giving Mamouche those similar chances, those balls will be going into the back of the net. But we're telling the guy to go into the wing and try beat your man when we know he's not a dribbler in that sort of sense, to get to the byline and play the cross. We've got a winger on the bench, which is actually shocking. The fact that the only natural winger that we have within this entire squad is Docky. We don't know whether Savio is going to be here or not, and whether we're going to replace him. But Marmoush, we're not utilizing him in the correct manner. Marmoush is someone that I need to see play behind Haaland. And if you still want to play the likes of Chetty and Foden, they can still come into those central areas if you're going to utilize one of them off on the right, and then it will allow Nunes to come up front. Rico Lewis shouldn't be in the position that he's at. Yes, we did play him in that position against Wolves, but there's only certain teams that you can play him in those sorts of areas, and you can't do it for back-to-back games, in my opinion. We keep playing Rico in the wrong areas. And then after the game, we'll come and criticize Rico and blame him for the fact that he's got short legs and he can't clear that ball of Brennan Johnson before he taps it in. We can't tell Rico Lewis to grow 6 more inches in the space of the next 6 weeks. That can't happen. So why are you playing him in that position? Physically speaking, he can't even be in those sorts of areas. At least if Nunes was there, he might could have got to the ball. But if Rico's there, he stands no chance. And Pep said it always. If he was someone that was just a bit more taller, he would be one hell of a player. But his profile of a player is someone that you need to see in midfield, and I think he can do a job there. But he can't be starting as your right back. That makes no sense. And now we've got a week or so left of the transfer window. Do we see us buying someone that's going to play in that position to replace Kyle Walker, like you mentioned earlier, Patrick?
No,
I
no.
don't see it happening. I do.
No, they
I
said they
do
don't
not
want to
see
get
it
a
happening.
right back. I'm like,
And
why are
another
we
thing
using
is,
Nunes? This inverting
another
the
thing,
fullbacks needs to stop. I just don't. And if you're
and
going to
another
invert
thing
the
is, yeah,
fullbacks, Doku has to play because, like we've said, Marmoush is not a touchline winger. Doku's the only one who could do that. Because notice, I mean, not that we like
100%.
massively
And
improved when
another
he
thing,
came on, but he did create a good chance. He's the only one who could beat men dribbling. The problem is he
yeah,
just struggles in the final third. Like we've just seen that based on experience. Like he
yeah.
doesn't have a lot of.
What I was gonna say was, yeah, another thing is, yeah, um, Cherky getting subbed off, to me, I didn't understand that, because at the halftime, when it was halftime, just before the halftime whistle was blown, he played a one over across to Haaland, which I will never rely on Haaland to score a header, but the guy is such a bagsman. He can score so many goals with his feet. I don't know why you can't replicate that with your head. He got in a very nice cross. He overpowered it, went over the bar, but he should have scored that. I think Turkey was slowly getting into the rhythm of the game, And I feel like him getting substituted, to me, I don't understand why Pep did that. And if you're going to bring on Cherky and we're already 1-0 down and you're trying to chase the game, why don't you make a like for like substitution way earlier and just bring on Foden? We had to wait until after the 70th minute for us to see Foden. And as a result of that, and the changes and the timing of when Pep made those changes in the second half, we didn't see an attempt on goal until Foden and Rodri came on the pitch, which was after the 70th minute. Our first shot on target happened, I believe it was on the 74th minute when Foden played that corner and obviously Rodri headed it, to which Vicario saved. That was our first attempt on goal throughout the entirety of the second half, which we had to wait past the 70th minute for us to see. And you're trying to win the game or maybe get back into the game and chase it. Those substitutions make no sense. We were applauding Pep for the right changes that he made against Wolves in the second half, knowing when to take off Stones, when to bring on Cherky to introduce him into the Premier League and all of these things. But then you do the complete opposite in the following game. Why are you doing the complete opposite from what you did in the previous game, from what worked? And I just feel like right now, a lot of players are getting criticized, but we're not actually utilizing them in the correct manner. There's only so much that you can use of this versatility juice that everyone keeps talking about. The fact that we have so many players that are versatile and they can play in all different types of positions, there's only so much of that you can use. I'm tired of us having all of these players, or you're a midfielder, we're just going to play on the wing, or we're going to do this to you, we're going to do that. Just play players in a position which makes sense to them. So the likes of Doku, who gets criticized a lot by this fan base, Doku actually made a very nice run on the left wing, got to the byline and played the ball to, I believe it was Foden, and which got cleared by the Tottenham defenders. He can do that a lot in games. But when he's on the left wing, when he's making that pass, he could have dinged that pass on his left foot because there was a lot of our own players behind Foden on the other side. Haaland was there, Ryan, and all these guys were there. I feel like we could have had an opportunity to score the goal. But if he's doing that from the right wing, when he gets to the byline on the right wing, he has more of an opportunity to deliver a more accurate pass, since when you're on the right wing, you're going to cross the ball with your right foot. Initially, when we signed Doku, the guy was a right winger. And I keep telling people, Savio, Doku, if you just play them on the left, Savio on the left, Doku on the right, you will see more of our chance creation just increase as a result of that.
But our manager doesn't want that. He does.
And he doesn't, and that's what confuses me. You're trying to make these players cut inside. Once they cut inside, everyone is already jammed in the middle. You're trying to make our wingers cut inside, and then once they cut inside, they play off each other. Someone goes on the other side, touch and go. There's only so much that you can do with that. Savio, how many times did we see him on the left wing last season where he delivered pinpoint crosses, pinpoint passes from the left hand side? The likes of West Ham, Leicester, when they did it against these teams last season. But all of a sudden, we're telling him to play on the right. We're telling Doku, we need to see you come off the left, cut inside, try and see if you can shoot from there or play a pass. But when he plays a pass, when he's on the left wing, it's going to come off his left foot and it's not accurate enough. Doku's a right winger, man. I keep telling people he's a right winger. If you're not going to give him consistent game time for him to play on the right wing, they don't play him at all. Because he can give you a good game here and there on the left wing, but you won't see no consistent performances of Doku being played on the left wing. And then the biggest issue for me is our backline. And Patrick, you touched on that. The likes of Diaz, Stones, and all these guys. I said it when we lost to Crystal Palace in the FA Cup final last season. We have an issue when it comes to the quality of our centre-backs across this entire team. Akanji's looking like he could now go. I'm seeing a lot of people celebrating the fact Akanji's leaving. But if Akanji leaves, who will we replace him with it? Who will be the replacement of Akanji?
Do you know what? I'm sitting down here. Do you know what's funny? Akanji was injured last season a bit, but now I'm looking in terms of pace. I think Akanji is faster than these other two. I generally think a fit Akanji is actually faster than these guys. Oh my God, they're struggling to run.
Akanji physically right now is at a better shape than a lot of the defenders that we have within the squad. So if Akanji does leave, who are we going to replace him with? We only have a couple days left of this transfer window. If Akanji does leave, I don't see anyone else coming in. And I am against. People might not like me saying this, but I am against selling Akanji. Even though we could get the money back that we got, that we spent on him when we got him from Dortmund, I understand that. But once you get that money, what are you going to do with that money? Because if Akanji goes, you're only left with Kusano, Gavardio, Diaz, Ake, Stones. That's your centre back option.
Ake's done.
That's what I'm saying. Two out of those 5 guys, 2 out of those 5 guys in Ake and Stones are highly injury prone. You can't rely on them to give you high performances in back-to-back games. You don't know what they're going to do in following games. Ruben Diaz needs to get back to the Ruben Diaz that we all know of 2 seasons ago. And Gvardiol, to me, I think he's our best centre-back. And Hussanov is a player that got high potential, and I rate him highly, but Pep's not going to play him in all of these games that we wanted to play. So what are you going to do with the centre-back crisis that we're going to get into in a couple months' time? Do you know what's going to happen? When the January transfer window does open, we're going to recall the guy that we sent to Girona. We're going to recall him back. And then what's that going to do to Vitesse? That's going to hinder his player development, because he's not going to allow him to stay within a full season at a particular club for him to develop into the player that will allow him to thrive over the next coming years. Because if we do recall Vitesse in January, and he comes back into the squad in January, he'll only get a couple minutes here and there next year. Because I don't see us bringing in a centre back that's going to replace someone.
I don't get it. Let me read this. It says, Patrick, do you think we should have let Echeverri out on loan? I don't think so. I think we could have kept Echeverri. I'm sorry. I think we could have kept a bit of a spark. But anyway,
he wouldn't have played.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. So Pep's big up K-Master for the $5 super chat says Pep's tactics are stale. His handicap his own team. He plays players out of position. Doku is a right winger. Savio is a left winger. Omar is a forward. Both are yeah, that's the thing. And you know what? The thing about it is people are blaming players, and it's making me laugh. Like, yes, Rico Lewis, I say he's not good enough, but he's not a good enough right back. Lewis can play better elsewhere. And the thing about Lewis is he will look good when we're on the attacking foot. But when we get in attack, he gets done. And it's not Lewis's fault. We've given him a 5-year contract. Are we giving him a 5-year contract to play as a right back? I'm sorry. I feel sorry for do you know what's funny? Do you know what's funny, Kelster? How come when Doku plays right wing and Savio plays left wing, how come they cook and he doesn't want to see that? And do you remember when they swapped in a game? Remember that game where they swapped and they looked good? And he went in the media and said, "Oh, they swapped, they look good, but I like when players take ownership." And then he benched Savio for 2 games. And then he benched Doku as if it was punishment. The
problem with Rico is he's best in the midfield, and we have way better midfielders.
So why
he's not starting over Tijani? I don't think he's starting over Nico G. Like, he's not starting over Bernardo.
So what's the contract
he's not
for?
Starting over Foden or Turkey. Like, he's not starting over Rodri. So I don't know where you play him or when you play him. Is he going to accept being a midfielder in cup games? I doubt it. So it's kind of like, which makes me wonder, like, why
5 years.
Why is he the academy player we've kept? Because it seems like everyone that we've kind of gotten rid of has been way better than Rico. Why are we keeping Rico?
Because Pep
No,
I'm so confused.
I have no issue with keeping Rico Lewis as long as you play him in his correct position. You could deploy him in midfield and you still do a job there. Rico Lewis is a very special player when it comes to those pockets. And even Pep said this. Rico Lewis, if you play him in midfield, which we saw, I was at Wembley last season, not in Forest. He was in midfield. He scored from the midfield.
Yeah, that was a
Why
good
can't
game.
he do that?
He needs
That's
that
Wembley.
consistently. When is he going to get it? We keep
It's
buying players.
It's down to the manager then. It's down to the manager. Why can't Pep see certain players when they have good performances in the places that they're meant to play in? Pep says, yo, that was good, but you're going to go to somewhere else now. Why does he do that? I just don't understand why Pep does
better
this.
players where he plays.
Man, I don't know what's going on.
We keep buying more players. Like,
Can I ask a question? Why does he insist on forcing Doku and Savio on their weak foot? Why?
It makes no sense to me, Patrick. It makes no sense to me.
I don't get it.
To shoot with their strong foot or something. So they kind of come in and tuck in
he's
he's terrible at shooting, so it makes no sense.
No, he's actually putting them. Shooting. Come on. Look, everywhere they've been, like Doku has played right wing, and his stronger foot is left, I think so, for Doku. And he looks better that side when he's at the right hand side. And then Savio, he looks better with the right foot, which he cuts in. Yeah.
Do you remember when we beat Tottenham 1-0 last season? Yeah.
Yeah.
What did Jed Spence say after that game? He said he went on Doku's comment section, I believe, and he said, "Yo, don't worry, we'll meet up again," because Doku absolutely cooked him in that game. When Doku came on the pitch, we're putting him on the left. yeah, and he now has to come up against Pedro Porro, who's now double teaming. He gets double teamed with Romero on that side, and obviously Paulinho has to track back in that regard as well. But Jed Spence is on the left. Jed Spence, if he's playing as a left back, and we all know he's meant to be as a right back because he's right-footed. If we deploy Doku on that right hand side, when Doku gets to the byline, he has to deliver across. What foot is Jed Spence going to try blocking with? On his left foot, and a lot of the times he won't be able to reach that because that's his weak foot.
Yeah, but
You know what I'm saying?
But that's the thing, and you know what? The thing is, I keep telling people that these players are not the issue. It's the system and the way they're being deployed. And you know, we will sit here, and when Savio starts playing as a left winger, we will sit here saying, "Oh my God, why did we let him go?" It's because they're gonna play him where he belongs. Why is it so difficult? Why is it difficult just to put somebody where they belong? I don't get it.
Patrick, what was Doku's best performance in a City shirt? To me, was Bournemouth. Yeah, in his first season, that was his best performance, in my opinion. In that Bournemouth game, he interchanged a lot across both sides. He was on the left, on the right a lot of times. But throughout the entirety of that game, he did a lot of his damage on the right-hand side. When he went past a couple of Bournemouth players and he played that ball to Bernardo, which he scored, he was doing damage on that right-hand side. Complete damage. In the next game, guess what we do? We put him on the left. How does this make any sense? It don't make no sense to me. And that's why I find it hard to criticize a lot of these guys, because I know that they're wingers, and whatever side that we play you on, if you don't do a job on it, you can get criticized, which I'm okay with. But there's only so much that you can criticize these players when we signed them from their clubs. Bro, Savio made Dovbyk a 20-plus goal scorer in La Liga, and he was playing on the left wing that whole time. Dovbyk said Savio is the best player that I've played with. As a striker, he's a striker's dream, because when you have players that can deliver you passes like that, it makes it easier for you to score. He was a 20-plus goal scorer in La Liga. Since then, he's never scored 20-plus. Dovbyk left Girona. Since then, he's never seen 20-plus. Why? Because Savio is no longer with him on that left-hand side. But then when Savio comes to City, we now tell him to play on the right, which kind of confuses the player, because he still needs to get used to that, especially in the Premier League. And obviously, he's now been here for one season, and now Tottenham want to sign him. I'm telling you, when Spurs get this player, he's going to play on the left. Kudus will be in the 10, and they'll put someone else on the right, and then see what Savio does. Everyone will see what Savio does, because he will be the player that he was in Girona for Tottenham. And then we're going to be like, why did we sell Savio? The same shit that we're saying.
And that's the thing about everybody. Everybody's saying it, that Doku played. We bought him while he was playing as a right winger. Why are we forcing him as a left winger? We bought Savio as a left winger. What? I don't get it. I don't get the math. It's not making sense. If these guys are cooking, and they cooked in that game, they cooked so well when they swapped. I don't get the manager. I don't understand. And I don't get. And look, he's a genius, but I'm sorry, we're getting exposed. And the thing about it is, you're telling me that every winger is just trash. The ones that are coming to City, bollocks, guys. It's the setup. We are now blaming. Like, look, I joke about Mamouche, obviously, to just give an example, but we are now starting to blame every winger is horrible. Every winger that's coming at City now is horrible. I'm sorry.
I mean, the only guy right now that's holding his own is Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob is the only guy that's holding his own right now.
Yeah. I have a question, though. Do we think that this system just doesn't have the right players for it?
No, it does.
I really feel like this system is meant to have Rodri as the 6. And because Rodri's not there, and we know Rodri does the work of 3 to 4 players on his own. And instead, you have to put 3 to 4 players in that area now to cover all the work he does. And none of them can do it, because we keep getting embarrassed in that
We
spot.
missed someone.
Do we really think that this system is just designed for Rodri until he gets here?
Guys don't want to admit it, but we missed someone. We missed someone that we could have utilized yesterday.
Don't
his
say
name is
Gundogan.
Kovacic. His name is Kovacic. We missed Kovacic, guys. I'm
Add
telling
Mateus.
people we
I need
miss
to hear him
Kovacic.
break this
When
down.
Kovacic comes back into this team, which I think is going to be after the international break, watch my guy, man.
Who's he benching?
Oh, Kovacic can interchange with Reinders and all these guys, and we don't need to play Rodri and all
We're
these
not
games.
benching Rangers for Kovacic. Sorry.
No,
Rangers is a much
you think
player.
Reinders is going to play every game? There will be games that he can't feature in. There will be games that Reinders can't feature in, and Kovacic and Rodri is a pivot that's already won us the league. But that 4-piece season, what was that pivot? It was Rodri and Kovacic.
I think it'll definitely be Rangers in most games. Yeah, you're right. He'll take a few games off, but Kava's not going to come in and be a starter.
There will be games where Reinders can't play all those games, man, and Kovacic will be the guy that can come in.
Yeah, the wingers getting in and fullbacks. I'm sorry, like Pep, just play the wingers where they belong. Okay, let us fail. Laugh at us later on. Just put Doku right wing and then Savio left wing and see how it goes, please. Because we've seen it every time we see it. That's when Savio has scored. Every time Savio is at the left, he scored. So I don't get
Or he's
the theory.
assisted. He
Yeah,
knows
but I
how to
don't get
find
it.
Holland too. Oh,
Yeah, it says Pep is married to his idea of football. Thank you for the super chat. Pep is married to the idea of football that he will sacrifice the success of the team for it. He is obsessed with embedded wingers and embedded fullbacks. That's true. And you know what? My friend Carl has been telling me for years that these embedded wingers will never help us. And we were against him, but it's true. It says it's down to the manager. He set them up. It's true. It's true. Says facts. He keeps putting Mamush on the left. It doesn't work. That is true.
it only works
Diaz.
when he can tuck in behind Holland. But he hasn't been able to do that this year because we're not like.
Hey,
That's what I'm saying. If you're going to
Patrick, are
invert
you
the
gonna give me
fullbacks,
my
play Doku
public?
because he can
Hey,
actually do the
Patrick,
job.
are you gonna give me my public apology?
I already did in the last thing. You were you not listening?
No.
He needs a second
Patrick, I
one.
don't give. No, Patrick. You harassed me here in public. Now I need an apology in public as well.
Didn't I give you one? Didn't I give you one on the last stream? I usually say that
Yeah.
you were right. Didn't I say that?
When? That's a lie. You didn't say it in
I
public.
did. I
Kelston
did. I
was
think
there.
I did. I
You
said
didn't.
that I said that Adam was
You
right about
no
about that
You said,
Portuguese bouncer. I said it.
my friend. You said it. You said it in the WhatsApp group, but you did not say it publicly. I need my public apology.
Okay. We're gonna say publicly. Adam was right about that Portuguese bouncer. Are you happy now?
Yes, now I'm happy.
Maya Jama.
But also Adam, you have to have sense and logic in your head because you have started saying illogical stuff now. You've become one of the deluded.
Like what?
You've become one of the deluded fans because you are here. You were telling us that Doku is useless or in the game of Spurs. He came
Yes, because the
in
guy
no
is a
let me
FIFA
finish here.
street player.
Let me finish. He came in the 78th minute, and you're telling us that it's his fault for the reason why we didn't do well as wingers.
I think Doku came in way earlier than that. No, I think Doku was our first.
Can I say Adam?
Patrick,
Adam,
the guy
Adam,
is a FIFA street player.
can I say
Going past his man? What does he do?
can
The
I say
guy
something?
is a FIFA street player. Like
Can
what
I say
said.
can I say something for Adam? You came in at 52 minutes in this stream, right? If we don't get about the likes I'm looking for, it's your fault because of you. Because you're a bum. You're a bum for coming on the stream and we didn't get the likes because of you. Yeah, even you're not here from the beginning. What was I about to say?
Man, like the video.
People are unliking the video because Adam's here.
Yeah, people are. You know what? Prophet. How are you doing, Prophet? There's a lot of people, Prophet, who I think are very delusional in the fan base. I think they don't want to question Pep Guardiola.
Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good night, everyone. I've been telling you guys this from last season when we met up. And when you guys asked me about, what kind of players do you think we should get? My only answer was the players does not matter. What is Pep Guardiola going to do? And it has boiled down to simply that people are afraid to say it, but the writing is on the wall. It is very clear. Inverted wingers, Tenet FC. Yeah, everything is inverted in this side. And guess what? It is not working. And who sets up the tactics and the system? The last time I checked, that's the responsibility of the manager, or maybe it has changed and it has now shifted to the players. We know what the problems are. Whether Jeremy Doku or Savinio switches wings, it makes no difference because they'll never be getting any help from the fullback. I've been watching Barcelona, Lamine Yamal, everybody likes Yamal. Yesterday and previous games, but I specifically just watched yesterday to see maybe all the other times I was watching Barcelona, I've been dreaming with Yamal. So let me watch yesterday and exactly what's happening. No commentary, nothing, just the match. When Yamal comes inside, and the fullback, by the way, is Eric Garcia. Slow, no use Eric Garcia that was at City before. The
Who you
first
forced into
Rico
the
before
lineup?
Rico came. Yeah, so every time Yamal comes inside, what do we see? Wow, Eric Garcia starting to go on the overlap. Lamal goes on the outside, what do we see? Oh, Eric Garcia coming inside to underlap. On the other wing, Rashford cuts inside. He's getting width and space from Balde. So you can't double team on Rashford alone where he just has to pass the ball back. We do not have any versatility. Every single game we watch, it's the same thing. The only game that we have watched and we saw a difference for the past year and plus is the Juventus game, where we saw Nouri going on the outside and the inside. We saw Nunes going on the outside, going on the inside. It looks great. We haven't seen that since Juventus. We're blaming everybody under the sun except who is to be blamed. And the reason is City are not there as a big club yet, where a manager like Pep can get the stick, and it is what it is because City are now at that level where the manager is not bigger than the club. Pep Guardiola is bigger than the club, so he'll continue to do foolishness, and we'll have the low football IQ fans continuing to suck it off and praise it and blaming everybody else for the system not working except Pep. If Rodri is playing as a single pivot, it's still not going to work. We were being run ragged during the four in a row. We were asking for Kovacic to come beside Rodri. Instead, he had Julian Alvarez playing out of position.
Oh God, that
And
was so
Alvarez
weird.
was yeah, and Julian Alvarez was getting a shellacking from the fan base because he just did not fit. The first time he put Kovacic in a game where we were getting overrun by Liverpool at Anfield. We put in Kovacic and Doku, Liverpool had to back off because we know had threats. We had somebody who could drive through the midfield. Rodri is there to mop it up. Doku with the pace and the threat. Yeah, the next game against Arsenal did not play Kovacic. The game after that, by some miracle, he decided to start both Rodri and Kovacic. And look at that. We overtook Arsenal in the goals against, or we had more goals than Arsenal. While we were behind them around 16 or 17 goals, we caught them up. Pep knows exactly what to do. But guess what? We can't blame him. He has won trophies doing it. He's just being Pep. He's being stubborn. And the thing is, your luck runs out at some point, or you start to decline at some point, and the writing is on the wall with Pep. He is not going to change anything. Bringing in Rodrigo and Donnarumma is not going to change anything. Because I'm going to ask a simple question. Is Rodrigo going to get support on the wings? Plus, he's not a touchline winger either. So after the tricks and flicks, he's going to pass the ball backwards, just like Doku has to do. Or he beats the two players, there's nobody who's going to be in the box to receive it. Unless Foden is going to pop up because everybody else is going to stay at the back. So it is simple. Logic is showing us that everything is falling at the feet of Pep Guardiola. High line with the centre back pairing of John Sandgreen and Ruben Diaz, the model. Where is that going to work? What league is that going to work in? This is not the French league where nobody presses PSG. This is the EPL. The minute you show any signs of weakness, everybody's going to get on you. So Slippy Stones, nobody's blaming John Stones yesterday. I don't hear anybody saying anything about Stones' horror movement. Crazy, because last week against Wolves, everybody was riding his new know what. Oh, Stones is back, City's back. The fan base is out of their mind. And we're so short-sighted, it is not funny. And we're going to pay the ultimate price. I am saying that I'm going to wait 10 matches before I start saying what I'm going to say. But the writing is there. We are so easy to play against. We know exactly what's going to happen. Fullback's going to be tucking in. There's no width. And then we're going to curse Haaland and friends. Oh, we're not taking our chances. City always miss chances. We're always going to be creating chances. That is never going to be the problem. How are we going to keep the door shut? A high line with John Stones and Ruben Diaz is madness. It is never going to work. Oh, and we gave Ruben Diaz a contract extension, by the way. Wow. What are we thinking? How did he earn the contract extension? Leadership still. Winston Churchill Diaz. So that's what he's there for, to provide talking and leadership.
Yeah,
This guy
There is
killing
no
Prophet, but he's the leader. He's the one who organized the defense.
organized what? then we can get John Gotti or one of those mafiosos because they're organization, right? We can get somebody to do. Listen to me, man. If Ruben Diaz wants to be an organizer, he can become the assistant manager. If he's great in team meetings, put him on Microsoft Teams. The man is not doing it on the pitch. Well, I don't know how you guys know about football. I know a defender defends. Leadership is neither here nor there. I don't care. This man is making the ball bounce. Am I mistaken where I'm always hearing that the defender should not allow the ball to bounce because it makes his life doubly and triply more difficult? Every single ball that comes into the air, this man makes it bounce. He lost a header to Mohamed Kudus yesterday to cause the first goal. How are you losing a header to Mohamed Kudus? It is madness. We see all the problems, but we know that it's never going to change until Pep leaves. Maybe a new manager comes in with a new vision and we get to see the kind of football that we want to see. But once Pep is here, at this point in Pep's career, and it's no shame, I'm not going to jump down on Pep and say, oh, Pep all of a sudden is not a great. Pep is one of the greatest managers ever, but the reality is, and reality always wins, it seems at this point in time, his tactics and everything else, it is not working.
United fans.
So the Fabian Delph would turn into left back and all the other things that we saw him do with Zinchenko. And if we realize that it only worked for a short period of time because we needed a specialist, how about we go back to the simple things? Let us get a right back. Let us get a left back. Yeah, actual right back, a left back, and stop the fussing about with Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis playing in midfield. Why would you play Rico Lewis in midfield? To do what? Against which team? He got a goal versus Nottingham Forest and everybody's jumping up and down. What happened the rest of the match? As soon as Forest decided that they are going to step up because they're a goal or two behind, he started to flounder in defense as usual because he did play as a right back. I'm not going to let one moment decide what we already know about Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis is not good enough. He signed for 5 years to shore up the homegrown quota. That's simply why Rico Lewis has been signed. 5 years to shore up the homegrown quota for the team. So people need to get serious. Nothing is going to happen with Pep. Brighton got trashed by Everton. Look at Brighton become prime Barcelona or Real Madrid versus us. Because why? They know exactly what Pep is going to do. And everybody is now studying the Spurs video. So we can expect that every game. Do we really sit here and think that Pep is all of a sudden going to go underlapping and overlapping fullbacks to support our wingers? So it's going to be another long season. And if we collect any trophy, even a Carabao Cup, I will be very amazed if that happens. We don't want to admit it, but we know deep down it is true.
Bring on the Carabao Cup.
We are not even winning the Carabao Cup because we are too easy to play against, and God help us in the UCL. Can you imagine that turning up in the UCL, one-dimensional? If we go 1-0 down in any game, you can forget about it. We're not coming back because at this moment in time, we have no mentality to come back because as soon as they went 1-0 down, because of that mistake from Stones, the thing just started to get erratic and disjointed. Yeah? And that is stemming from the manager. That is not going to change. But as I said, I promised myself 10 games. Let us see. Maybe I am dreaming, but I can guarantee you, if we do not pick up the 3 points against Brighton, and I hear everybody saying, oh, Manchester United is crappy. I bet any money.
They're so bad.
No, we're going to get excuses from Martin and friends. I know what they're going to tell us. Just like what we heard last season when Manchester United were even worse. They were a form team going into the game. That's what we heard, and it's a derby. Anything can happen in the derby. Those are the excuses that will be trotted out if we do not get 3 points from Manchester United. You can write it down. That's exactly what they're going to say. Excuses galore. But unfortunately, this season, there will be nowhere to hide for anybody. So it's either put up or shut up this season. This is just simple like that. So, yeah, that's it from me in terms of what's happening.
Nah, big up, Prophet. Big up, Prophet. Let me just go through some of these comments. You know, the funny thing is, I don't think anybody can sit there tactically and tell me, like I said at the beginning, I don't think anyone, um, I don't think anyone can sit there and challenge me saying, "Oh, this is because it's Spurs," but it's poor. No, I agree with him. I'm sorry. I'm not going to challenge Prophet on anything. I think, says Patrick, as the host, you need to challenge Prophet with facts. He's speaking facts though. Whatever he said, he hasn't said anything. He hasn't said one lie. Fact checker. We don't look great. And the thing is, we cannot be making the same mistakes against Spurs over and over. Like, come on, you have to learn. There's no way, I even said at the beginning, there's no way somebody can kick your ass for 10 years and you don't improve. Like, I don't, if I meet
Patrick, yesterday we did deploy 4 new players that made their home debuts for the club. I think those 4
and it looked
guys
like it too. It really looked like they were new.
They did look at it because those 4 guys is going to take some time for them to actually understand how to play and whatnot.
So what do you think? Okay, can I ask you something? What do you think is the issue? Is it a mentality thing against Spurs? Like when you sit there,
I don't think it's a mentality thing at all. I'm not questioning this team's mentality whatsoever. I just think the setup was wrong. The setup was completely wrong. How we set up certain players to play in that game, especially with the likes of players that Tottenham had, it was just wrong, man. The setup was wrong. I don't have any issue regarding mentality. You can question the mentality.
I am questioning their mentality.
But this is our first game of the season.
So can
if we lose the next 3 games in a row,
why do we crumble when we concede a goal? That's been happening now since last season. Like this is a long stretch. Why is it every time we concede a goal, we just mentally fall apart and we don't look like we're trying to come back into a game? That for me is a mentality issue. And I think we have plenty of leaders on this team. We have people who've been there and done that. They've been in the trenches. A lot of them were out on the pitch yesterday. And I don't see why we keep having these same issues. Even last season, we were mostly playing like, the unks who have been there and done that. We still had this problem where we would just collapse mentally. And that needs to change. So our leaders need to step up. Even if you're not wearing the armband, you can still be a leader. Like I know Diaz had the armband, but Erling Haaland this is his 4th year on the team. He's won a treble with his team. He needs to start rallying people and he needs to be better. And he needs to step up. And I think we need to stop this mentality of dropping our heads and just getting upset when we give up a goal.
No. But what I'm asking is, okay, why is it always Spurs?
No. For the Spurs thing, I understand. But the mentality thing of the squad, when people talk about the mentality of this current squad, they always then mention last season. But last season, I've completely forgot about it. I can't keep using last season. Hang on.
Like, why did our heads drop? That's all I want to know.
I can't keep using last season as an example of the mentality issue that's currently going on. If you do think there's a mentality issue within the squad, why? Because the last season there was a lot of injuries. If this season we don't suffer any injuries and you can see there's mentality issues across this team, then you can call it out. But right now, as we stand, this is the first loss of the season. We're only 2 games in. If we lose back-to-back games and there's no players injured, then obviously you can call it out. But I'm just going to wait until that point. If it does happen, then you can question the mentality.
No. I think the question for me is this. I think Conway, all I'm asking is why. I think people are not getting what I'm saying. And you know what's funny? I said this at the beginning of the video that this has nothing to do with last year for me. As games we lost, as even the way we performed. All I keep asking is I'm looking for an answer. I'm looking for an answer from everybody's. Why, when Spurs show up, do we start acting like that? Why do we start acting?
But Patrick, there's been seasons. I remember the first away game that we had. I think Bergwijn scored the winner. There's been seasons where Tottenham has beaten us home and away, and we still won the league. I don't care whether Tottenham grabbed 3 points of us. I want to see where we are by the end of the season. Then people can say, oh, Tottenham beating us 2-0 at home. We don't really care because we won this trophy, we won that trophy, we won this, we did that. I don't really care whether Tottenham get 3 points of us. This is something that's happened a lot over the past however many number of seasons. We know Tottenham are our bogey team. We did get over that when we beat them.
Are you going to be accepting that every season?
No, but it's not about accepting it. I look at what happens by the end of the season and what happens over a course of 10 games. Then you can obviously collect more data and understand what's going on with the team. We can't just be fixated on why did Tottenham always do this to us. I don't see Tottenham as any of sort of my rival. If they beat me, fair play. I just move on to the next game. We can't be fixated on why is it always Spurs. Some things don't have any sort of explanation. They just what they are. It's what it is.
So it is what. So it is what it is. That's
it is what it
that's
is, man.
the
You can't be too worried about it, Patrick. It is what it is.
I'm
In
telling you,
reality,
Brighton-
it's only 2 games this
Copium.
season. I just need
This
to see
is
some
nothing
improvement
but
on this.
copium.
Can we just not drop our heads and give up when we give up a goal? That's what I just want to see some improvement on. But it's only one game. It's only one game. Maybe next game will be better.
There seems to be an audio issue.
no,
We
we
heard
can
that.
hear
Reason
We heard-
I can't hear
No,
the
we-
audio.
you. No, we can hear you though. We can hear you. Can you hear us? Try. How can I say this? Try coming up. Try coming up and joining.
Maybe remove him and add him again.
What?
Maybe
Oh,
remove
you
him
could-
and add him again.
Yeah, you're gonna have to mute the live. If you're watching the live, remove the live. I don't know if you can hear me. Remove the live and then join again. What I was about to say, the thing about people is I don't get it. Like, I don't care, first of all, number one, if we've only lost one game. I am analyzing Spurs versus Man City. And I keep asking you guys in the comments who have been very positive, can you explain to me logically why Spurs come to the Etihad and take a dump on our stadium? Why do they do that every single time?
Wait.
They have had 6 managers and they've done 6 or 7 managers, and then
Can we
they have
address
done it.
this?
Huh?
Can we address this? I'm
What do you
not.
mean?
I have never been Pep out. I'm questioning some of the mentality issues from last season, and from that I mean by the players, not the manager. I just don't want to see the players.
Who was the
collapsing
guy? Who was the
mentally.
guy that spoke? Who was the guy that spoke before you?
That was Prophet.
Yeah, that question is for him still because he might as well just say he's on the
Prophet,
fence. He might as well
Prophet
just
is
say it.
Pep out. Yes, Prophet
You
is
might
Pep
as well
out.
just say it, bro. You might as well just say it.
Wait,
You know,
wait a minute.
unlike some, hold on. Let me answer, Patrick. Unlike some of you guys, I'm not scared or trying to seek any likes or anything like that. The writing is on the wall, and if this continues, what are you going to do? Continue with Pep after another trophyless season? All I'm hearing is Copium. Oh, we always lose to Spurs. What is the performance like? It was shocking. Last year we hear, oh, City always starts slow. We won 6 on a
What
bounce.
do you mean?
It
What do you
went
mean
to
by the
hell.
writings on the wall? The guy has 2 years left on his contract.
The writing is on the wall. The tactics, how the team is playing, nothing is going right. You are there hoping that based on what happened, 4 in a row, you won 4 titles in a row, and all of these things. So everybody's hoping that he turns it around. Hopefully he does. But are those the signs that we are seeing? Because what is going to happen is that every week in this long season, there will be excuse after excuse after excuse. And unlike last season where everybody's going to say, it's just one bad season, there will not be that excuse to lean back on this time around. So something has to be done. The same thing is happening. The same thing is happening again. Oh, things look different in the Club World Cup. Al Hilal throwing stuff, and then we heard it's just a preseason. Let us wait until the real thing starts. Everybody was getting chuffed over Wolves. Let us wait until the test where we face teams that are not afraid and they have pace in the team. Let us see how we handle it. The first test is at Spurs with injuries and no Savio. And if we sell Savio to them at this point, we are out of our minds. But anyway, first test failed. Spurs didn't do anything extraordinary yesterday. How many chances did they create?
You know what? Let me answer this, Prophet. I'm gonna give an answer for this. I'm sorry. Pep Guardiola is not Pep Guardiola. How much does Pep Guardiola get a year? How much does? Where is it? Where is it? I'm sorry. How much does Pep Guardiola get?
Okay,
No.
well, no. Can we just talk about the game?
No. I won't.
He gets a lot of money, Patrick. He gets a lot of money.
Yes. I want to establish this because I think certain people. Let me see. So Pep Guardiola, called Joseph Guardiola, right? He gets 20 million a year. Pep Guardiola gets 20 million a year. I'm gonna start there. Pep Guardiola gets 20 million a year. I am not going to come here like when I'm doing when I'm reviewing, when people are saying, oh, Pep Guardiola changed the tactics, or like what Martin I say there, but Pep Guardiola changed the tactics for this. He gets 20 million a year. What are we doing here? Why are we glazing? He gets 20 million a year. Are you telling me?
But Patrick, you're saying that like he doesn't deserve it, though. He deserves it.
No, he does. But this is what I'm trying to tell people. Can I ask a question? I said it in the group chat. I said in the group chat at the beginning, bar for bar, player for player. Between Man City and Spurs, who's got better players? Between Thomas Frank and Pep Guardiola, who's got better players?
But
Tell me this.
football's not played on paper, though, Patrick.
No. I want to say this guy is a top level manager. Pep Guardiola is a top level manager. Spurs had 6 injuries. Do you know
We got
Manson?
some players out too. Can we not beat around the bush?
Oh no, please no.
Just because
Please.
Rodri and Foden made an appearance. You think we would have been better if they played full 90? I think we would have.
Okay. Let me start from the beginning. Haaland, Richarlison, who's better?
Haaland.
Thank you.
Haaland didn't press. Richarlison was pressing the whole game.
No.
Wasn't Haaland pressing?
Let me continue this. Brendan Johnson and Omar Mamouche, who's better?
Marmouche.
Cherky and that midfielder that plays Sarr, who's better?
On paper, Turkey is, but I think
It's
Sarr
not about Pep. It's not about Pep.
Sarr wasn't the 10.
Guys, I'm giving you a solution here. It's a top level manager. You have to manage. You have to find a solution. Why are people giving excuses? Yesterday was pathetic. Spurs had
100%,
injuries.
Patrick. There's no excuses for yesterday. But I just think people are going way overboard.
I know.
They're going way overboard.
I know. But that's the thing. The thing about me is, I am telling people that yesterday I saw something which my heart was like, "Are we serious? Seriously, at the Etihad again? Our heads are down and we can't press." All I'm saying is,
Yeah, that's the part that annoys me.
this is what I'm saying, that this is a top level manager, and people are telling me, he tactics. Pep Guardiola gave us what he wanted. I'm sorry, he's the manager. He can give us whatever he wanted. You know what? Let me let our guests. Can you hear us? Big up to you, man. Is it Romeo? Okay, Romeo SA. Romeo SA, can you hear us? He's frozen. Romeo is frozen.
He was asking if we could hear him.
Yeah, he I think he's frozen. Is he frozen? Are you frozen?
Frozen like Pep's tactics.
Romeo is frozen. Romeo, are you frozen?
He's on mute. He's on mute.
Yeah.
No, he's not. He's not on mute. Go ahead. Say something. Here, let me see.
No, I think he's lagging. He's lagging. He's a bit behind. I wrote him a message that, can you hear us? But anyway, this is what I'm telling people, that there's no excuse. I'm sorry, we can't make an excuse about yesterday. These are the same mistakes, and I would debate anybody. And you know what? This season, I would debate anyone. And Martin, if you want a 1v1 debate, find me, and I'll give you questions, and you better have answers. Because I'm going to ask you.
He left. Romeo left again.
Martin, you're a manager. You managed football. Martin, you can tell me that you make the same mistakes. And as Conway said, why sub on Foden too late? This reminds me of the time we lost in the Club World Cup. Do you remember we lost in the Club World Cup? Everybody asked that, why did we sub on Cherky and Foden? And you know what's funny? Let me say this. Do you remember when we asked on this channel, Conway, that why did we sub Foden and Cherky late? People attacked us and said that we don't know anything. What did Pep Guardiola say in his press about the Club World Cup? He said, I made a mistake by subbing on Foden and Cherky late. They created so well. He said himself. Yeah. It makes me laugh. Do you know the funny thing is, sometimes when we say stuff here, people tell us, do you know more than Pep? And then Pep says it in the press. I remember when I was telling people that Pep Guardiola is going to get frustrated by Jack Grealish because Jack Grealish is not finishing in the final third. Pep Guardiola went in the media weeks after and said that Jack Grealish have told him that he needs to start... switch off the TV. Switch off the TV. There's an echo. Switch off the TV. There is an echo. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, switch off the TV. There's an echo. Because the TV will give you an echo. But can you hear us? Can you hear us one more time, Romeo?
I can hear you guys now. Like, there was just a delay, I guess.
Oh, miracle! Now it's a miracle.
Yeah, I just wasn't getting. Yay! Finally, I'm
no.
getting a lot of audio, but nothing like really coming from you guys. So I had to listen on the TV just to make sure we're on the same page.
Big up to you. So what do you have to say about yesterday's game? Big up and welcome to the channel. As always, I tell people in the comments, I welcome everybody on this channel. I do not discriminate, nor do I choose who to bring to the channel. Everybody's welcome as long as are very respectful. We welcome even Prophet. We even welcome Prophet. That's how bad it is. But anyway, big up to
And
you. Big
Adam.
up to you.
By the way, Prophet was
Oh no
a
no
very
no no
fun.
no no no! Wait! Before I go, Martin.
Yeah.
I'm saying, Martin. If you want to do a 1v1 debate, find me on this, because you seem to have an idea that all we're saying is deluded. So Martin, as a friend, if you want to get on a channel and we have a debate and I tell you why I think Pep Guardiola's mistakes are being repeated, number two, why I think that a manager who's been paid 20 million a year and you were a manager yourself, Martin, you can't tell me that some of the mistakes that are happening at Man City, you as a manager, Pep, Martin, you can't fix them. So you can't sit there and say that we're gonna not do this. So Pep, so I don't know why you're saying beg your pardon, but I'm just saying.
He responded.
Yeah, Martin. I'm saying if you are willing, Martin, to do a debate, I am there 100%. If it's on your channel, my channel, or a common ground, I'm there, and I'm gonna ask you questions, Martin, also that you can give me answers. You ask me questions, I will definitely bring the smoke with answers. It is what it is, because I am honest. I'm just saying you don't play players in bad positions and expect results and then force them in certain positions. And then we keep saying it's okay. It's Pep Guardiola. He's getting paid 20 million a year. I'm sorry. If I got paid 20 million a year, I'll be criticized. Anyway, go ahead, our guest. What do you think of yesterday's game?
Yeah, first of all, I obviously just wanted to say thank you very much for having me on the show. I've watched you, True City Fan TV and Cal's for a while now. So it's really nice to have the platform to voice my opinion. I'm a City fan from South Africa, and I've been
I
following this.
was about to say that. I was looking between South Africa and New Zealand. I was like the accent. I
Yeah,
was like, okay.
I've been following this team for 10 years, like since 2010 actually, when we hosted our World Cup. Because I never used to be a football fan, and everyone I knew was like a Liverpool fan or Arsenal or United, and I'm just the guy that hates to follow the crowd, so I just chose City. It was just a coincidence, but I witnessed the evolution of this team. To winning our first title, I was already a City fan by then, and Pep has given us amazing years. I'm not a Pep outer, by the way. I just want to make that clear from the onset. But the mistakes are glaring, the obvious, and obviously there's a lot of tiptoeing around, eggshells. But I think we need to be adults and grown up about this. As Pat has said multiple times, Pep gets remunerated quite well for his job. He gets paid a lot of money for all that is achieved. So I don't think he should be immune to criticism. As for the game over the weekend, I don't know if I'm alone in this, but I feel like the whole narrative of Voodoo team, I think that's overrated. I don't believe in juju or anything like that. And I think after 10 years, Pep being in a game, I think he should figure out a way to beat Spurs. Spurs aren't some world beaters. Even at 2-0 ahead of who are they playing again just now? They're playing was it PSG? And they looked very good, but they can be gotten at, especially by a very good team like what City are supposed to be. So for me personally, the excuse of hoodoo doesn't wash. I think we should find ways, and we can't still be caught on the counter after all these years. There can't be one way of playing the game, especially with us having now acquired new coaching staff members that are supposed to help Pep, especially a guy like Pep Lingers. If you look at Liverpool when they face Spurs, whether it's Liverpool or Arsenal, or even Chelsea, they're going to toy with Spurs. Spurs will look like a mid-table side against those teams, even when they're not at their best. And we come, and people here, I guess this excuse has kind of been tolerated by City fans because we've won trophies at the end of the day. So, it's been easy for us to write off that one loss and stuff. But I think this time around, it seems a bit different. We know Spurs are like a team that we always struggle against. But I see a lot of City fans are unhappy and they're voicing it because we're seeing a continuation almost of last season when we take one step forward and then we take 3 steps back. Because for me, as good as Spurs were this weekend, I just feel like I didn't see enough of a fight from our players. We're playing at home. It's our first, game at home. and everyone wants to see a change this season. We're hoping to do big things. So I was really hoping, against all odds and the history and everything, I was really hoping to see a performance and a little bit of desire and grit, from the players. So very disappointed personally.
Yeah, like for me, right? This is what I keep telling people. I don't get people like people want. Okay, this is the funny thing is, so we played against we played against Wolves, a shit Wolves side, and we beat them. And people celebrated, and people did reactions. I saw everybody's reaction. So basically, we can twerk and be happy because we beat Wolves, which is a shit side. But whenever we are playing Spurs and we tell people that we've lost against Spurs, people are like, "Oh, it's only game 2." But game 1, you were celebrating. Game 1, you were throwing dollar bills like in the strip club. It's celebrating that it's a happy days. I've been like I say this on a space. I say this season we're not going to be deluded, because this season people told me last season that let's be harsher next season. Oh, next season we're going to be more harsh. I'm sorry, it's just the fact that playing Mamouche as a left winger and then always insisting playing Lewis, who's not a good right back, and then playing players and we are playing players who have lost pace, and we are playing in a certain way. Why we know we don't have the players? Why do it?
Check your phone.
Yeah. I'm saying why do it? Like this is the thing is, I'm telling you, I am challenging anybody out there. If you're a YouTuber or you're not a YouTuber, come on this channel and explain to me some of the buffoonery that's happening. Come and tell me. And if you explain to me 100% about this buffoonery, how are you doing, Steve? About this buffoonery that's happening sometimes, like yesterday with the Spurs game, I'm going to say this again one more time. Bar for bar, Man City have better players. And I know it's on paper, but who cares? Spurs are not it. Spurs is not the team. Like yesterday, they had 6 injuries. I keep repeating. Hurricane and Son left Spurs and were still being beaten comfortably at the Etihad. And people are still telling me in the comments, "Oh, it's only 2 games." Nah, come on, let's be serious. I'm sorry.
I think you made a great point about how people, not just Man City fans, reacted to the Wolves game. They didn't say stuff like, "Oh, the team needs to gel." They got carried away. Some people got carried away, and certain people's performances in goal were hyped up and given credit for, but then when he makes a mistake, it's all of a sudden, but, yada, yada, yada. Consistency is a rare thing to find amongst football fans. And look, I strive for it. Sometimes even I fuck up. It's whatever. But it is just worth pointing out that, like your Man City at the end of the day, we're going to judge you harshly.
Thank
We're going to
you.
judge young players harshly, old players harshly, Pep harshly, whatever, because you've set the bar over the years. It's not like you are Newcastle or Villa or a Forest where it's a recent emergence kind of thing. So they trying to work up to those standards because they haven't been there for years at all those clubs. So yeah, people are gonna like it. It is what it is. It's City Ultras against the Wolves glazing. Take it with a pinch of salt. And I heard that from a few people. Some people though did get carried away. It's true. People telling me Trafford, all the brother fucked up on the goal. I don't care what nobody says. Boot the fucking ball. Common sense. Common sense has to prevail at some point.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean, and I was talking with somebody about it yesterday, and it's like, well, Pep is going to scream at him that he wants him to play him the ball. And I get it. If your boss tells you to do something at work and you're not really confident it's going to work, you probably are going to do it. It's a learning experience, though. And you're going to, it is what it is. He should have just booted the ball. He should have. That's just what it is. It is difficult, though. But guess what? Being a pro footballer is very, very difficult. And if you want to be an excellent football player at the highest level, we're going to judge you for this.
Thank you.
That's all it is. So,
and also, Steve, since you're not a City fan, if this is the funny thing about everybody. Like, this is why it makes me laugh. And I'm going to tell people, whether you like it or not, whether whether people don't like our opinions on this channel. But the funny thing is, when I made this channel, I usually gave you guys this slogan, and it makes me laugh because people don't listen. I gave a slogan that it's where opinions matter, and I have invited every single individual on this channel. Yet some people will not invite me on that channel because obviously they don't like my opinion, because they will lose subs, or their subscribers won't like me. So I'm gonna, I'm gonna,
what the narrative is.
I know. So I'm gonna ask you, right?
Yeah.
Simply here that if we hold Pep Guardiola to the highest level as a manager, which I hold him as the highest level as a manager, why, when it comes to criticism, I mustn't hold him to that level? Why when during the treble, I used to tell people that Pep Guardiola is the GOAT, he's the best manager in the world. I used to insult United fans and say my manager is better than yours.
Yeah.
That's what I used to tell them. So why, when everything is rosy and all the things are smelling good, the flowers are delicious, why should I say Pep Guardiola is top level? His tactics have evolved everything. So when his tactics are stale and shit, why can I not criticize him and say this top manager is failing to use? Do you know what I said seasons ago? I said if Pep Guardiola is so good, why can't you fix? Why can't you find a way to play Calvin Phillips? People told me Calvin Phillips is just shit. I'm sorry. Bielsa managed to play Calvin Phillips. If Pep Guardiola is so good, why doesn't he find a way to shoehorn Nunes into midfield? Or Nunes, Pep Guardiola says he doesn't like him. If Pep Guardiola is that good, why don't you get Nico Gonzalez and say, okay, Nico Gonzalez, you are not Rodri. I get it, you're not Rodri. I'm going to play to your strength. Kovacic, you're not Rodri. I don't get people. Why can you not ask these questions?
Can I answer that, Baz?
Go ahead.
I can attempt to answer it. Of course, I don't say this is the correct answer, but I think it's no secret that our beloved manager is a genius. He's acknowledged, the world over. But sometimes his ingenuity can complicate the most simple things. Because I just asked a very simple question: why can't a club city stature that is clearly not in dire straits, of poverty, why can't we get a right back?
Yeah,
thank you.
Why can't we get players? Why can't we
Steve,
get
give us Livramento.
80 mil.
Well, whether it's Livramento or
Right.
whatever else, we just missed out on Frimpong. I am personally a massive fan of our EDS, our Elite Development Squad, and I pay attention to our academy. And I can tell you, our academy is second to none, especially in England. We've got so many young talents that we would never know if they're as good as a Lamine Yamal, because obviously at City they just wouldn't get the playing time or the opportunity to prove themselves. So I'm saying, even if it's from the academy, just get me a right back, get me a specialist in their position, because
Give
we're
them a
team
shot.
that wants to-
Give the
Yeah,
young
we
right
wanna
back a
compete.
shot. I don't even
And
know.
you know
who
what?
it is.
Credit to Chelsea, because you guys have just signed who's his name, Esteval from Brazil.
I'm a
He's
Newcastle. I'm a Newcastle fan.
You Newcastle fan. Well, credit to Chelsea and other teams that do such things, because even Liverpool signing Ekitike, playing him from the onset, not
Yes.
saying he's too young. Chelsea are doing
Making
it now.
excuses.
Even United, as crap as they are, they do give the youngsters a chance. And the sad thing is, Guardiola used to be known for that. And me, as a fan of our EDS, I hoped when he joined City, I thought like we would see a lot of our talents like Brahim Diaz, Sancho. When Foden came up, there was an entire golden generation. Foden is just the only one that's made it in Pep's time in like 10 years, basically. And Rico, if you want to count him, which most fans don't even rate him anymore. But that's, for me, is really sad, because you can see that our academy is good by how our players flourish when they go elsewhere.
Yeah, and
go ahead,
you're
go ahead.
just waste. That's why you have the homegrown problem. That's why you have the problem of some of the recruitment. The past few windows has been stale and boring because, you make money, but then you go buy a Doku, which at the time I really liked the signing, but it just hasn't worked out. That's one thing. But when you're signing like Mateus Nunes, like I'm sorry, man, you telling me that there isn't an academy player that can play right back better than him?
There is.
Yeah,
There is. But do you know what? Do you know,
and
but
people-
Steve, but do you know my fan base, Steve? This is my fan base. My fan base, right? And
they're so scared to play academy kids. Every
yeah, but
fan base is so
yeah,
scared.
but listen to this, Steve. My fan base, right, will listen to Pep Guardiola when he says, "Oh, this guy is not good. This guy is not that great. This guy's not good." I'm sorry, this man is making excuses. This man is making excuses. I'm sorry. As bad as Mateus Nunes is, he claims is bad. He's still a useful center midfielder. He's still a useful center.
Sure.
I would rather shoehorn Mateus Nunes in midfield than Rico Lewis. Lewis gets bullied in midfield. Mateus Nunes came from the Premier League. Right now, teams like Man United would use Mateus Nunes. Even the Liverpool fan told me I would
He
take
fits their
Mateus.
style of play. He doesn't fit ours.
Yeah, but that's the thing with
So
Pep.
that's the question
Why
recruitment.
sign him?
Yeah,
Huh?
Why sign him,
exactly.
Kels?
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
Pep,
saying.
exactly.
Pep has a lot of
We're signing him.
say.
I don't know why we're signing
Thank you.
him. He doesn't
Thank
fit our
you.
system.
I don't buy this thing that the director of football at City has all the say. And
That's
Pep
a
is just
lie.
quiet
That's a
little mouse.
lie.
Not at City. We pursued this man. I remember when Pellegrini was our coach. Those managers,
keep an eye on
Pellegrini,
it.
Mancini, those guys could say, you could argue that they
I
didn't
would
have
go
all
for
the
that.
say. Pep has he has the keys to the castle at City. You know, he can do as he pleases. He can shape even the future of that club. They'll listen to him.
Which by the way, it's not like undeserved, but with
For
great
sure.
power comes great responsibility kind of
Oh
thing.
God.
What?
That's a good
This is
Oh,
going
bar.
to be a
Spider-Man?
goated stream.
That's
I think I'm going to come back here and there's so
That's
many
a
golden
bar?
nuggets here.
Go on, Pat.
Do you know what, Steve? Steve, let me also tell you something. I think our Kelkster was not here. I remember when I started this channel, I used to I still have them. They're my friends. They're from other teams. They're from Chelsea. I have a friend from New Zealand. He's from Chelsea. I had a friend from Australia. I had a friend from America. I rest in peace to him. We lost him 2 years ago. He just we lost him. We used to do a YouTube channel. I would bring these guys on a Friday, and these guys would come on this channel. That's when I started this channel. They would come here and they were so honest about City. I would be honest about that team. First of all, I would start talking shit about that team. City fans would be happy. When these guys start criticizing us and giving us straight up knowledge about City and their weaknesses, people would get angry. What I've noticed is that Man City, I think we've been babied so much. I know
We're a
because of the
coddled fan
winning.
base.
Everyone's
Yeah.
been telling you, you're the best, you're the best, you're
Yes,
the best,
yes.
you're the best. They've been
Exactly.
ignoring bad transfer windows.
Thank
They've been
you.
ignoring about lack of
Thank
goals
you.
in the team. They've
Thank you.
ignored Ederson.
Pat, never underestimate the tag of title favorites every single season.
Yes.
This is actually the first season in about 10 years that I can remember that we were not favorites going into a league season or any competition that we entered. So
Betting wise, or just public consensus discourse. Yeah, most people have Liverpool rightfully as the favorites. They finally woke up. Because people's logic for why they put City as favorites starts and stops with Haaland, Pep. Haaland, Pep. Haaland, Pep. The other stuff, they'll mention players here and there, but they're and again, it's deserved. It's not crazy, but people don't go deep into this shit. It's very surface level. Oh, Man City are great. Oh yeah, they always lose to Spurs. It's not a big deal. It's
we shouldn't accept that. I'm not accepting that anymore. I'm sorry. I'm done. I don't want to accept
neither
that
am
anymore.
I, by the way. Sorry, folks.
Hong, big up to you, Hong. I am done accepting that Spurs have to slap us. I went on a channel and Spurs fans told me that the Etihad is their toilet and they come and take a shit whenever they want.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Fun fact, by the way, Pat, are you aware that Pellegrini and Mancini, they used to slap Spurs? Pellegrini used to score. His teams used to score and the grader on them. They used to score 4.
Yeah,
for fun.
But here we are. But it's okay. Anyway, why are you ignoring the Haaland debate? I haven't ignored the Haaland debate, City Ultra. We're going to talk about Haaland in a few minutes. Do you know the thing about it, City Ultra? The thing is, if I spoke how I feel, by the next morning, I think almost majority of people would text me on Twitter because that has happened before.
Wait, do you have the opinion that you'd sell him?
Me?
Who?
Sell who? Haaland.
No. I wouldn't sell him, but I say
Okay,
some.
I thought you might have had an opinion like
No.
that.
I'll bench him in some. I'll bench him sometimes when he's been useless. I'll bench him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not crazy because
Got a
in some
10-year
games-
contract.
in some
You can
games,
do it, yeah, because he's got a 10-year contract, so you could just
Who
be like,
cares?
well, he's not going to walk out for this.
This is my thing. There's
He
moments,
wants to
Kelsta.
make a bunch
There's
of
moments,
money.
Kelsta, where I say, okay, you know what? I think tell Mamush to start pressing through the middle, Haaland hold bench in certain games. I'm like, when things are not working out, cause more problems. But the thing is, this is the same thing as I said at the beginning. If we held Pep Guardiola at a high level, we have to criticize him by the bar he
I
set.
love him.
If we
Yes.
this is why Ruben Diaz, I'm saying, get married to Maya Jama, Ruben Diaz, retire from football. Because I'm sorry.
Full
He's
support.
not at that level anymore.
Oh my
That's
god.
what it is.
Steve,
But you know, Pat, what you're saying it's not actually even the craziest thing to, because the higher you are, the harder the fall, right?
yeah.
So
Yes.
Okay, Hong, how are you doing, Hong? Big up to you, Hong. Hong, there's some
He went
people
to the
who
game.
there's some people who are saying, Hong, that we're being too harsh. It was just game number 2. But for me, I'm basing it from the fact that Spurs come to the Etihad and we keep making the same mistakes. Do you know what I thought, Hong? Do you know what I thought? I sat down. I was on a train, by the way, a train full of Robbie Williams fans. We were all sweaty in that train. Some people sat on the floor, by the way. That's how I've never seen that in Dublin before or Europe. It was so packed. And then Hong, what I thought in my head is, oh, Trafford is a new keeper. I was like, oh, and Nori is a new player. Cherky is new. Haaland doesn't give a shit about Spurs. There's Tijani Reinders is new. Omar Mamouche is new. Nico G is new. These are new players. So that Cherky,
Kusanov is new.
yeah. So I was saying that
He
Spurs
didn't play. He was on the
yeah.
bench.
So that Spurs mentality is not in our head. Guess what, Hong? I was wrong. It doesn't matter who wears the jersey for City against
It doesn't matter who
Spurs.
manages Spurs or plays for Spurs either.
Yeah, we that's the exact same goal like the time when Riyad Mahrez had to drag us out. Do you remember the goal we gave to Pedro Neto? What's his name? Paulo. We gave him the ball and he scored. Guess what? We did it again. So Hong, when you were at the game yesterday, I've already told people that Omar Mamouche, I don't think is a left winger. I think it doesn't work. I don't think Rico Lewis is a right back, and everybody's asking me on every panel that why you owe that money. You can't suss out a right back. By the way, we were calling Wesley a bum. Wesley has become man of the match 3 times now at Roma.
Yep.
So big up to that. That's the bum we're talking about. So Mr. Hong, you watched this game in 4K. Are we wrong to ask and demand that some of these players yesterday things they look like it's the Spurs thing just gets in their head?
I think it's a mental block thing, Patrick. I was there. Of course, I was had the privilege of watching it live yesterday, and
Yes.
I just of course I do give credit to Tottenham for Thomas Frank executing the game plan. But what I was disappointed in the fact that Pep didn't find any solutions to counter the high press, and it felt like and we did have a chance with Marmoush, but Vicario made a very good save, but it was pretty much masters of our own downfall. That's how I felt throughout the whole match, and I felt the groans and the frustrations around me as I was sitting down. I think a
I
lot
heard
of
it on the TV. You could hear
yes,
it on
but
TV.
yeah, but I'm talking about I was there live and I
Yeah.
heard it all in my ear, and it's not they weren't happy with it. On the train home, I had Man City fans on the train home. They weren't happy. They were saying Trafford ain't good enough, and I was just keeping my thoughts in my head as he was saying that in front of my face. I had a lot of unhappy City fans leaving the ground. But it's just like for me, I don't know I don't know what happens. More like yeah, Marmoush was Marmoush. I thought he did okay, but I just felt like he was a square peg in a round hole in the left wing, and Nico Gonzalez did very well winning all his duels. But like I said, yeah, and Trafford was like Trafford. Like I knew he was gonna. Like, do you know what? I think what read in the fine print was when we signed Trafford to be our first choice goalkeeper, we want to get behind him. We have to accept that he was going to make a mistake, and he did make a bad mistake for the second goal. But I'm not going to jump on him. I like it because even if you put Edison in there, he's probably going to concede a similar fashion as well as we did. So it's for me, it was disappointing. Cherky was very poor yesterday. He wasn't in the game, and Reinders was getting not in the game as well. And Yeah, and with Rico Lewis, yeah, I was a bit disappointed with his performance yesterday as well. I mean, I thought, yeah, it was very, very bad yesterday. Like seeing it live
He
was,
Blake at right back. It's too easy to
it's
exploit.
too easy. Like it's too easy. But like, I mean, he's not a right back. He's more of a
Is he a
midfielder.
right back? I was just about to
No,
say.
he's not. He is definitely not a right back.
They've,
And when I
given,
see,
they've given him a 5-year contract though.
yeah, 5 year. The thing is, like 5 year contract because and his homegrown status, love the club. The only way he's gonna leave City if he gets pushed out the door, but that's not gonna happen. So they don't want to invest in a right back, and of course, you've got Alan Diaz. I mean, look, he gets rewarded with a 4 year extension until 2029, and he delivers that yesterday in front of my face. I'm thinking what in the world, and that yesterday, and I felt bad. I feel like I was watching from the bench. I was seeing the players warming up from the bench, and then I saw Rodri coming on. I think the thing is like Rodri. We have to be patient with Rodri because he came on and stabilized the midfield. But the thing is, like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but do we have to rely on Rodri being fit as to increase our chances of doing anything this season?
No.
Which is
Yes,
quite
yes.
yeah. And the thing is, yeah, Rodri came in and the midfield looked a lot better. But the thing is how long it's going to take him time to get him fit
You
again.
can't be so reliant on one player. That is something Pep needs to change something with the midfield so that when the drop off of Roger, if he's injured or whatever, you can't look like that.
Yeah,
No, 100%. And
evolution. The problem is the players are still learning their roles. Like Nico Gonzalez, like he has potential, but he's not a 6. He's learning how to be a 6. We saw in the Wolves game he looked okay. He looked bad against Spurs. He needs time. He needs to learn the role.
This is something
we don't have time. Yeah.
Well, that's
we
the
don't
problem.
have time.
There is no Rodri backup.
You see, the thing is for me.
You just have to accept that these players are they're learning. Some of them are learning their roles,
but they shouldn't be at a team like Man City. We should be told to go.
Who's going to come to be a backup for Rodri?
Really,
if they're good enough
I'm
to
not
back
saying
Rodri,
a
then
ton
they're
of
going
players
to
would
start
come
somewhere
into.
else.
Oh,
we've had this problem for years.
A ton of
Finding
players.
a backup is harder than finding a starter.
No, it's not.
I'm not saying let's not use academy
No.
players.
Oh, sorry, go on.
But I'm just saying we can't have this excuse for every position that he's still learning. Like recently I just heard
this is
Savinho,
what do you guys expect?
we're playing Savinho in the wrong position. We're playing Doku in the opposite position. As some of you guys pointed out that one day they switched automatically during the game, and Pep obviously wasn't impressed.
He benched Savio.
Pretty good. Yeah, he benched Savio afterwards.
Paulinho's not good enough for you guys, by the way.
Square
Who's good enough to be a backup on our team? Who's good enough to be a backup on our team, Steve? You watch every league.
Can I say something to you guys? Do you know where I'm agreeing with Steve? What I'm agreeing with Steve is what I'm listening from all of us is this is what I keep coming back to, where we're giving Pep Guardiola so many excuses. When they're buying all these players, this guy sits there and signs them off. He basically says, yes, I'll work with him. If we know that Nico Gonzalez is not a 6, then why did you bother bringing him in if you want a 6 and then force him to play a 6 and know that if Rodri gets injured, we're screwed? Why are we playing hippie football, as Prophet says? Why are we playing hippie football? Why?
My heart has never ached for any player as it has for Nico G. I don't know the guy that much, but the little that I saw of him, very impressive. He held the fort in Rodri's absence. And Nico O'Reilly as well as Cusano seem to be the two guys that dug us out of a hole in our worst period towards the end of the season. And they won us points. If you guys remember Nico O'Reilly, he really came clutch in a lot of games. And Cusano also stabilized our defense to such an extent that I remember when he became our best centre back. He even won like Etihad Player of the Month, after his Chelsea mistake.
And then
so he went after that he was benched. I don't understand this bizarre thing. Also, when players perform outstandingly, then we don't see them for months after that.
Because they will outshine, because they will outshine his favorites.
I was hoping you wouldn't say that.
This is goated. This is a goated comment. It says Nico was okay yesterday. Our midfield weren't really functioning, but some or it was due to the
Yeah.
Spurs suffocating our defense. That's true.
Mm.
Spurs actually suffocated our defense.
Their
Spurs
high
midfield
press.
was
Yeah, there was
yeah.
no build-up at all.
Yeah.
Their press
Big-
was excellent throughout the game. It was honestly like
Thomas Frank executed his got his
why-
players to execute their game plan very well. So that's
that
why I saw it.
game right there. And I didn't watch the Paris Saint-Germain Super Cup game, but I've heard that they played great in that game, even though they bottled it. Which
Yeah, they
is
ran out of gas,
sucks.
basically.
But those two games are why they hired Thomas Frank, because he can do stuff like that. Because Brentford were not an easy team for you guys to play.
Yeah, they used to
Sometimes
be the
thank him, but like he's a really good manager. He is.
Yeah, I said that.
But
too.
Pep is better.
This game
That's the
worried me
thing.
because of Thomas Frank.
That's the thing, though. Pep is better. He shouldn't have this. Like
He's always struggled with him, though.
Yeah, and that needs. And you know why? Because what's changed with Pep? Frank is
I
such a
don't think
good
his players
manager
are good enough
because
right
of his
now. I think they're learning how to be good. Some of them.
Frank is such a good manager because his adaptation, and that, to be fair to Pep as well, Pep has shown adaptation, different teams, different formations over the years. He's done that, but he's stuck on this. You guys should go 3 at the fucking back, 3-4-1-2 or 3-5-2. That's what I think your team suits the best. Because you have,
well,
you have the center backs for it. You have the 2 up top, Highland Mamouche. Cherokee can play underneath. There's a false or whatever. I just think a 3-5-2, 3-4-1-2. And then if you want to play in certain games, just go 3-4-2-1. That's what I think. This 4 at the back with your lack of
never gonna happen.
Your lack of recovery.
Never gonna happen.
And also set pieces defensively. You don't have enough big bodies in there. So it's
because they're poor headers. They're poor in the air.
That's
been a problem all last. Like Diaz has regressed in the air a lot. That's a problem.
No, Diaz has not won one aerial duel. Like seeing live was even more
Richarlison bullied him on set pieces all game.
And
that's when you know you're in trouble. That scrub is defeating you in the air.
The Diaz drop-off needs to be studied, guys.
Yeah,
the guy when he came in, he was captain of Benfica. Was it Benfica where we got him from?
Benfica.
Yeah,
and he was such an outstanding player. He was a leader in the dressing room. He walked into City. He walked into our starting 11. Yeah, he walked into our starting 11, and he became captain very quickly. It became very clear that he was a leader.
Defender of the year.
Romeo, I know the reason.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
You think it's his influencer trick? Please don't tell me.
No.
Or starting a YouTube channel.
No. It's not my drama. It's not the YouTube channel. It's Man City's women supporters in Man City. They gassed him so much. They gassed this brother so much. All he does is fist traps. That's what he does.
Yeah, he'll post another selfless shirt.
Look. When he first came to City, the guy's pictures were always in the gym. He was serious face. Now it's all fist traps. That's what he does.
The comment there, the nameless one, but City played 3 at the back. I'm talking about 3 fucking center backs. 3-5-2.
Profit. You're talking to.
Pep is not going to do it, even though it makes sense because I've been longing to see 3-5-2, especially when Alvarez was at the club, which would have been perfect. But guess what? Pep has his mind set on something. So what we're gonna get in full until we puke is inverted fullbacks, and he's gonna push it until he has to leave because the position becomes untenable or something happens, but he is not going to change it. Crazy. And we know this. I'm hoping that maybe he does. He wakes up one day and sees the light, run the back 3. But in our heart of hearts, we know he's not going to do that. I've been looking for a 3-5-2. I think the last time we deployed it was it the Centurion season? That's how we started out with Mendy and Walker, and it was mint. So I'm saying we have a left back, get a right back, run the 3-5-2 or at least have it as an option. But as we have seen, we don't need a right back because we have Rico Lewis and friends. And the idea of putting Marmoush where he's supposed to be is such a foreign idea. I'm wondering if maybe the board has a different idea about football, different from what Pep has in mind, because we're cursing Haaland The Haaland I saw at Dortmund is simply this. If we're under pressure, Haaland loves to run. Put the ball over the top, let him chase it. If there's no chances, he did something yesterday. The ball wasn't quite there for him to go towards goal. He held it up, got support from the team, and we continued the attack. Eased off some pressure. But if you're looking for Haaland to do a Benzema, drop deep, hold the ball on his chest, that is not what Haaland does. So why are we cursing Haaland for something that he is not good at? We know he's not good at because when we saw him at Dortmund, he was not doing that. But we're cursing him because he must do that. Marmoush is not a left winger. He's not a right winger either. We know what Marmoush is. And for the love of God, we are never going to put Marmoush in a position where he's going to succeed. The difference with
opinion.
Uh-huh.
Haaland. I mean, I'm not saying we should sell him or anything. I love the guy, and I personally believe he should have won the Ballon d'Or in our treble season. I felt like that was like one of his only opportunity because the drop off has been insane. Not through no fault of his, by the way. But I don't know if his ability suits Man City's playing style, especially if you take into consideration the fact that in our most successful spells under Pep, I think we played with false nine. So it was like a kind of change of the usual when we
but no, we have a striker. We have a striker, so we can't be thinking about false nine. We don't have a striker play to his strength. We have Doku showed that if he gets a fullback that overlaps, underlaps, blah blah blah, we not only will get decent crosses, we'll get goals from Doku. Everybody's killing Doku. Who is not scoring enough goals? How many times has Doku got himself in a goal scoring position based on how teams are playing him? He does not get the space. Yeah? Savio, he's not going to get any space. So we're relying on Savio and Doku to create miracles every game. We're not playing to their strengths. Look at what Slot is doing with Liverpool. Words comes in, no hipster shit. It's straight. Put Words in a position where he can affect the game and where he's most comfortable. No false nine, no wing, no so-called genius plan. Yeah, no experiments. It is simple. I ignore it. Overlap, underlap, keep it simple.
Because he didn't come to experiment. He didn't come to prove any points.
He done the basics. He put the best 11 on the pitch. He put them in their roles that suit them the best, and they proceeded onwards.
And there you go. Why is it that we have to do something extreme? We need to put Rico Lewis at right back. Why? We need to try and get Haaland to drop deep.
For their players' deficits. That's
because
why.
we have a philosopher.
Play an academy kid. Play an
I love him
academy
to
right
bits.
back. The worst
I love
thing
him to
that
bits, but
happened-
he's a
We
philosopher.
did. We played 3 of them yesterday.
Who?
We played
Academy
3 academy
right
kids
back.
yesterday. Rico
No,
Lewis,
academy-
Oscar Bob, and James
No,
Trafford.
Academy right back.
We don't have one.
What do you mean?
I don't think we have one.
Not in the dog.
Okay.
Unacceptable.
They're probably like 16. I don't think they're gonna.
Okay, do put him in there. The worst thing that happens to him is he plays.
Oh,
a
like
half
that kid
decent
from
game.
Arsenal, yeah. Pat's
No,
into this.
The worst thing that happens is he has a terrible game, but then Arsenal's like, oh my god, I want him for 20 mil for some freaking random championship team.
How old is Doman for Arsenal? Isn't Doman 15?
15.
15 years old. And my thing is, if a footballer is 10 years old and he's good, you're old enough if you're good enough. We need to adopt that policy. I know he's out injured.
By the way.
If you want to do
I
that,
know
you're a
he's-
new manager.
Arsenal proven. I think Ethan
there we
Vaneri got
go.
his debut at 15, and today they had a 15-year-old on the bench. We at Man City have an unbelievable star in what's his name?
Mikasa.
What's his name?
Mukasa.
Divine Mukasa. What a player! Just like
We have M.
Cole
Cooney.
Palmer was. Guys,
We have
honest
M.
question:
Cooney.
do you think if Yamin Yamal was at Man City, do you think he'd be playing starting games?
No. Absolutely not. Because guess what? The first things first, the fan base is going to tell us, oh my God, he's too young. Suppose he has a bad game. It's going to destroy his career. I am sure a youngster would rather play and fail and tell his kids that, well, I tried, but it didn't work out, versus not getting the opportunity and watch idiot players or Finnish players continue to do the same thing, fail, and they cannot get a game. We have sold McAtee, We have Mfuni at the club. He can play left back and left sided centre back. I bet you any money. We're gonna see, and those are his positions: left back and left sided centre back. I can bet you any money you're not gonna see him not even on the bench to cover for Ait Nouri. Or if Ait Nouri is out for any other length of time, we're never gonna use them because of this fear, and it will not stop, or it will change when it sounds bad for some people, but when Pep leaves, we'll see something, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, but we need something different. And I'm saying if Pep finishes trophyless this season,
Wow.
we can't have any excuses.
That's a huge call, brother.
What, trophyless? It is not impossible.
Going trophyless, that's a huge call. I mean, for me, last season was quite traumatic. Maybe I'm a spoiled Man City fan.
But it's not the first time. His first season, he didn't win any trophies. He didn't win any trophies last season. So why is it so out of the rims? And we saw how he started this season. Based on how Pep is playing his football now, you think he's going to go anywhere in the UCL and Europe is improving every season. The EPL is improving every season. Once upon a time, you only have a few teams you had to worry about pressing and fast players. Now, from number 2 or number 1 go right down to 15, 14, they have midfielders and forward line that can worry you, especially with pace. Southampton came to the Etihad.
Yeah, Prophet, I want to answer this. It says, Patrick, I want to ask the panel, when do you think the problem we're having now started? This issue was there before, seasons ago. Even with Rodri in the team, we used to get easily countered. It's just that we used to have like Rodri who could drag us back with a few other players who drag us back.
Make a crazy recovery challenge.
We also had Kyle Walker.
Yeah,
no, hold on. Before Walker
covered up a lot of problems.
What season was it when what season did we get 5-2 from Leicester? There was a season we got 5-2 from Leicester, and then we started to run the double pivot.
Was it not in Pep's first season? No.
This is the season when we got 5-2 from Leicester. We were having the same issues. I think it's a Gundogan false 9 season. Gundogan false 9 season. That was the year.
That's when Laporte got injured. That's when Laporte got injured. Then we got bumped because we had Garcia.
The false 9 season.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, Anyway, guys, I'm gonna have to cut this now. It's 24 minutes past 10. I have work tomorrow in the morning. But to be honest with you, I don't have to cut it. You know what? I have to cut off. Kelkster and Steve can continue. You know what? If you want to continue,
keep it. Yeah, Steve and I, we got the keys to the kingdom.
Yeah. Hong escaped thinking I'm going. So anyway, guys, these guys are gonna continue. I don't know how long they're gonna continue for, but big up to them. Respect to you guys. You guys can continue. It says there's a comment here. It says, Patrick, please.
We have a lot of
no more glazing
off our chests.
Yeah, it says no more glazing until we've won at least 10 games in a row. Don't be a happy clapper. Who have I glazed? I'm literally the worst. I'm not even a happy clapper. I'm not a happy clapper. I'm an anti-happy clapper. But to be honest with you, I don't know. It's just embarrassing. Yesterday was embarrassing. And if somebody's not embarrassed as a City fan, that means your standards are not high. Because we are Man City. The thing is, we are Man City. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We are Man City. Am I wrong to say we are Man City? We won a treble. You guys flex the treble, but when you are judged based upon the standard of a treble, you change. We are Man City. We are not Luton Town. We cannot be bumped at home by Spurs over and over. Spurs have only won 1 trophy. I've only seen them lift the Europa. And this is the team that keeps bumping us. I'm sorry. And you know what? I'm going to say this before I leave. I am scared of Man United.
Yep, me too.
I am too. Even though
they're the worst
bummed.
Man United and relegation form, Ruben. But believe me, they'll come and spank us.
I'm telling you, I am scared. I am scared because Mbeumo loves us. Mbeumo loves us. Cunha is not going to have pity upon us. Bruno is not going to have pity if we make those mistakes. But anyway, it is what it is. Pep Guardiola is the GOAT. He can lose 10 games. It's okay. He won us a treble. People are treble. Anyway, I'm gone. I'll leave this to Kelkster and Steve. Pick up to you, Romero, and pick up Prophet.
Yeah.
All right. But Kels, question, right? The year we got 5-2 from Leicester, we were having the same issues through midfield and we went double pivot and we shut that down. So it's not the first time we were, and even the 4 in a row, we were in trouble with the same single pivot. Roger was there, and then boom, we dropped Kovacic in the double pivot. We shut it down. So it's not something that we can't shut down. But I just believe that Pep at this time has this idea in his head, and he's not going to stop trying it until it pays off. And I am of the belief that it is not going to pay off. We have seen the results. We don't need to go by anything else. It's just the result. Yes, I know people don't want to say Pep out. Well, some people are already saying it. I'm giving it a bit more time. But if we finish this season after spending $300+ million, there's no way there's no excuse in the world that we can find to say that Pep should stay and finish out the contract. And the good thing is, I believe Pep is a man that is fair and will look at it and have some shame, unlike Arteta, and say, you know what, I don't quite think that I can go through with this. It's
Or
not happening. And
Ten Hag in there too. That brother
Uh-huh.
has no fucking shame.
God, ew.
None.
no, but we know Pep is that kind of guy, being honest, and that is a good thing.
He does have a degree
Yeah,
of
Pep is going to be honest and
I
say,
think
yeah, and say, listen,
he'd be the first to put his hand up and say, I felt. He'd literally tell them.
yeah,
The thing is, though,
and not
sorry, go on.
yeah, I'm saying that that's the beauty about him because we curse Kyle Walker for leaving the club. And we are saying Kyle Walker knew, as a matter of fact, Kyle Walker knew at the end of the treble season that he was finished. He knew it, and then Pep convinced him to stay. There are a lot of players here, even Gundogan knew it that he was finished, and he still signed the extension. But sometimes people are different. Money is what it is. There are things that we know. We are seeing the signs that it is not happening.
You can add Rico Lewis and Diaz to that list, by the way. I don't believe they were supposed to be given contracts as yet.
They should not have got Rico Lewis and Diaz should have earned an extent. Well, all right, I understand Rico Lewis. At least we have one homegrown person for the next 5 years. But Ruben Diaz needed to earn his contract extension.
Akanji
Yeah?
as well.
I think Diaz.
No, Akanji should be
probably
going
still
through the
thinks
door.
he's at that
Akanji
level.
finished. Based on what
Now
results?
it's flipping out. They
He
say they don't
cannot
want
win
to
a
sell
header.
Akanji.
Why don't we want to sell the? You see, the thing is, look at Ferguson. Beckham left. Beckham got sold by Fergie, and he was still had a decent time. And I was saying, what the hell is wrong with Ferguson? How could he sell David Beckham? Really? That doesn't make any sense.
Akanji
But
not on his way to Turkey, though?
we're not
He's in
sure. I do
training
hope so.
today. I saw the
Hey?
pictures. Him and Gundo are both in training, but they're both off the squad yesterday.
Oh,
Let's light some candles and pray. I personally, I love everything. But honestly, no. There comes a time, guys, like even Klopp, respect to Jurgen Klopp, he knew when his time
yeah.
was up. I can't do
Yes.
this.
Ancelotti.
I would need people like that.
God.
Ancelotti, was Ancelotti the same?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just
He
walked
was
out
done
after
at Real
last
Madrid.
season.
He was honest, and you know what? He can afford to be because he has a reputation. Certain guys like Arteta, they have no reputation at all, really, of achieving. Really
They have no shame.
FA Cup. Yeah, they have no shame, and so they get defensive because they've done fuck all. They
Lego
basically
man.
they don't know how to handle being a successful person in their profession. So they don't act. That's what it is.
Yeah, I think Pep will leave. So Pep won't get sacked and everybody will feel good because you say, okay, I'm leaving at the end of this season. So nobody has to feel bad that, oh my God, the board sacked Pep. But something has to give because we can't keep doing the same thing the same way and the excuses are running out. People will tell us it's just the second game. It depends on how bad it gets. Because if we're out the title race, before November, December, which I have a feeling that's what's going to happen, we cannot win UCL without a stable defense. So we can't forget about that. The one time we won UCL was when our defense was. We need to have.
What did you guys play? 3-1-4-2.
Yeah, it's a 3-box.
There we go.
Why the hell he ever changed it, I have no idea. 4-2-3-1 is. I'm bored. I'm bored of watching teams play that shit. I'm so bored. Like, give me
We
some.
looked our best at that 3-box-3.
Yes.
But we didn't play the box midfield all the time.
Back then. See, we're in this
What
weird
happened with-
spot where these players just aren't, excuse me, they're just not good enough anymore. And they're still playing, like Stones, Ake.
Stones.
He has declined massively. Bernardo has declined a lot. They're still playing a lot of minutes. They've declined. And then these new
And we
players
shouldn't
are
blame
not
them.
up to speed yet. Maybe they'll
We're
learn
not
maybe
blaming-
they're not good enough.
Stones
We're
is
not
in his
we
head
shouldn't blame
since
Bernardo
the
or
season.
Stones. Pep
I don't know why
Pep
Stones is
delayed a
playing.
rebuild.
I think
Pep
when Vardy
delayed a
comes back, Stones
rebuild.
will be on the bench, but Vardy's not ready.
No.
That's a problem. Like, I think the system
Right
is
now,
designed for
until
better players,
Gabriel-
and they're just not
He's gonna put
available.
Ake at left back for your game coming up, isn't he?
He can't.
And that's
It
not
has
gonna
to be
work
Nico
either.
O'Reilly.
And that's
I
not
think
gonna
it has
work.
to be
Then
Nico
what
O'Reilly.
happened?
Sorry,
What
bro.
happened in the game-
It's
what
not gonna
happened
cut
in
it.
the game on the weekend?
It's not
Y'all
gonna
got
cut it.
worse
He doesn't
than
have
he
the
went.
pace.
Yeah, that screwed everything up. That's the problem. We only have one fullback on this club. Like, I'm wondering, we spent 300 million, but why do we still have gaping holes? Like, there's this weird.
Yeah.
I'm confused. I just don't understand. Like,
Pep doesn't want a big
let's go to
squad,
this comment
remember?
here. This is I saved this for a while, but they said we have a
Yeah.
tool to be a counter-attacking side. We keep buying direct counter-attackers. Holland, Nunez, Kovacic. These
but
guys
that's what
are
I'm
all
saying to
direct
you.
players. Why are we playing in this style? I don't.
Because
it
the
makes
club-
no
And
sense.
we've signed the
Carlucci, he's good at
counter-attacking
counter-attacking
manager
also.
from Liverpool, right? Haven't we also signed the counter-attacking manager from Liverpool? I thought he was going to change things up. a bit,
Assistant.
but-
Yeah.
Maybe
The thing is-
maybe it's just taking time because we did counter a lot in the
Perhaps.
Wolves game.
Perhaps.
We couldn't yesterday.
The thing
We
is,
just didn't.
we
But maybe,
We're
we saw
prepared.
it
I
in
guess
one
we're
game. I don't know why
prepared.
we haven't seen it in the other. I think but we always struggle in the beginning of the season, so I think they're just figuring it out. Even last season,
Maybe
we were
we're
fucking
overrated.
trash the first half
Maybe
of the
Yeah,
he's
but
season.
here's
training-
okay.
Still had a
Kels,
really
here's-
good second half of the
Kels.
season.
Kels, here's the problem. You can the past few seasons, you were able to start slower because Arsenal was the freaking challenger. So we all
started
knew.
slow a lot of seasons
all-
against Liverpool too.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Liverpool. There's a big difference for me between Liverpool, Arsenal. Manager, starting 11.
That was prime Liverpool too. That was
Yeah,
Klopp's Liverpool.
And
We
guess
started
what?
slow
He
against.
started out slow in one of the seasons, and Klopp walked his only league. Walked it. It
Oh,
was-
we
it
had
was-
massive injuries that season. That's
Yeah,
why. Laporte
yeah.
went down. I think that was also the year De Bruyne got injured.
But he started
But
slow.
Laporte getting injured just completely fucked our defense.
Yeah. And now what do we have here?
I don't think
Rodri
we
getting
didn't have
injured.
Diaz at that point.
Rodri
Either. It was
getting
like
injured.
Stones who kept getting hurt.
Yeah. That's that's the
Still,
other thing.
still reliant on one player. It's
You-
ridiculous.
You got that's another player that you look
Stones.
far-
I don't.
when
I'm
he's on
not
his
down
game-
with Stones anymore.
when he's on his game, he is excellent, but his injuries are a big issue. And when someone else steps in for him, sometimes it don't go well, which is fine.
Or he
to a
doesn't
certain
choose the right
extent.
person to step
Player
in.
quality is player quality, but
Well,
it's
also,
the manager.
okay. I don't think Stones is going to be our starter. I think he is right now because Vardyal's out. I do think Vardyal's taking that spot when he comes back. But
You don't know.
I don't know what's
I
wrong
agree.
with him. I don't know how. I would imagine he's starting after the international break. That's my guess. But I really think the only reason Stones is playing right now is because Vardyal's injured. Because Stones he can't play every game. If you play him every time he's gotten injured, because we play him too many games in a row.
I have
And
the
I
same
think
problem
we have
with
to manage his minutes better. But
I
I think
have
as a
the same-
backup, if he can stay healthy, that's a fine backup to have. But not.
I have
I don't
the-
know about the big games.
I have the same problem at Newcastle with Botman. I think Botman's a top of the
Yeah.
line center back, but
And, yeah, I
we
agree with you.
he done his ACL and then he done the other one, and for weeks he was playing on a screwed up ACL, and now he
I didn't
couldn't
realize he
start
did a
last-
second one.
By the way, bro, as a City fan, I sincerely hope that you guys keep Isak. I was impressed by the,
we will.
I was impressed by the
But-
statement from Newcastle.
Yeah.
You know, just standing
Oh,
firm and not kowtowing to
somebody's
those
got a dire
to those
prediction there.
insufferable Reds. Big
Yeah,
up Newcastle.
You can't afford to do it. Based on our recruitment this window, we would piss away the money anyways. We would go buy Jackson. I don't want him at all. We would go buy freaking, just more Morgan Rogers and less Jan Bohos from Toulouse. They're actually
Morgan
good.
Rogers is decent. Yeah.
No, sorry, Jacob
Morgan
Ramsey.
Rogers. I think we should bring him back.
So where does he play? Because
No, not to City, not to City.
Gundo and Kovacic are all leaving next summer.
Rogers
so-
is useless on the wing, by the way. He's exclusively a middle of the park kind of.
Arguably.
No, never mind.
But I
We
think
have
he
better
improves
players.
Newcastle. I
Exactly.
think either way,
No,
he improves Newcastle.
All right, never mind. We already have better players. I'm just
Yeah.
thinking of the quotas because we're so behind. All these quotas are just a disaster. Because we have good academy players. They don't play here. They play everywhere else. We buy their players, and then we can't bring them back because we have other players.
Cals,
And Newcastle's the direct opposite. We have so damn many, we could freaking sell 5 of them, 6 of them, 7, and we'd be fine.
if you don't mind me, I'm quite curious. I mean,
Go on.
he's a Newcastle fan,
Yeah.
but he's been very gracious and entertained us, and this is a City channel.
Nah,
But I'm genuinely curious. What do you think happens in this? How do you think this Isak saga ends?
we'll keep him and cash out next summer.
Next summer, probably.
So you think you think Liverpool are not going to bid again, or what?
I think they'll bid, but they won't bid the 150, which has been the price the entire damn window. Bro, we're running it like we're running it like it's a product you buy from a store. You would
we just
never
got
go
rated, I
to
think?
you would big up Marshall. Yes, you did.
Okay.
Big up
Oh, I
Marshall.
thought Marshall. Okay.
Yeah.
I
my
was
boy.
I was on Mo with him last night.
We're running it like a grocery store, bro, with Isak. You want to buy a banana? It's $2.50. You would never go up and be like, hey, can I get this for $2? No. It says
Absolutely.
$2.50. No, I want it to $2.25. No. Fucking
Oh,
it's
and I
$2.
believe you guys have another condition for agreeing to sell him. The other condition is that you find an adequate replacement, isn't that right?
Yeah, we need to find 2 strikers before as well.
And you were on the verge of finding one, but Liverpool took him off your feet, off your hands. Ekitike.
Exactly. They would have been better off if we bought him, Ekitike, and they would have had a better chance of getting Isak. So like that's just how it goes though, bro. Like
There you
we're
go,
gonna hold
Steve.
firm on it. And fucking what's it called? People saying that Isak's never gonna play for us again. Well, clearly he is.
I think
Clearly
he will.
is. Because if he
Obviously.
stays,
Just hopefully not against City.
yeah, bro. Like, yo, I wouldn't be surprised if Man City tried to make a move on Isak.
No, we're not.
No, I doubt it.
I
Absolutely
wouldn't be
not.
surprised. I
Doubt it.
No.
well,
Pep
Why
insists
would we
that he
sign
wants a
him?
smaller squad. Yeah, Pep insists on having a
We're
smaller
not
squad.
signing Isak. What are you talking about?
no, I'm saying you might make an
No.
approach. There might be some news or
No.
something. No,
We don't need a striker. We have Erling Haaland. We're not playing 2 up front. If we did, we already have Marmoush. You could play 2 up front.
We
with
just
us.
need a winger and a goalkeeper.
We need a right back. We're coming. We're
Oh,
calling
that
you
too.
for this guy. So call your people at Newcastle. Tell me
no,
about
80
Valentino.
million. 80 million is apparently the price. 80 mil from what I've heard.
That's why we probably
Okay.
said nah.
Yeah. So guess what? You don't have a homegrown right back. So like it that's why we
Maybe
can
a
charge that
problem
price.
because
It's all about
we
supply.
do need homegrown
It's all-
players.
It's all about supply and demand. That's why
I think
Gab.
we'll get him next summer. I can sense you not having a good season.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to be
we're gonna,
rude
yo,
about your
I-
prospects, but if you
we're
can
gonna
finish
have-
outside of
yeah.
Europe, I could see him wanting a move.
I watch Newcastle United Premier League games not to see where we finish. It's just like a yay, we won today, or fuck, we lost or drew. That's what it is. Because we're not gonna finish in no European spots if this is our team going into it. We're just not.
Well, you're a rich team now, so the expectations.
They can't
should
spend
be-
the money though. Prophet, are you still here?
No, we do spend.
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I'm here.
This window.
Okay, you've been invited to a space debate later, just so you know.
By the way, we pissed away.
Where is that?
how much fucking money
Martin's
people
doing
on
a
the
space.
phone
He
got in.
invited Yumi and Pat. He seems to think I have an agenda.
Oh, yeah. On Twitter?
Sorry, who's
On
invited
Twitter.
you
I don't
guys?
know what time it is. Yeah, but I got invited.
Who's invited you guys?
Okay, no problem. I'll take up the invitation.
Let me see what he said. He just said doing space that are you Pat and Prophet join. As we played slow, it's furthest away from the truth. Oh, because I thought we were playing slow compared to the Wolves game.
Yes,
Am I
you did
tripping?
play. Yes.
Of course,
Yes,
it was
because-
slower. It was much slower.
How
We
else?
started amazing. I thought we started amazing. First 15 minutes were nice.
Good.
They're
It's
promising.
good. Yeah, you
There was
you
a
put
lot
the
of
Spurs in
attacks.
some problems.
We
as
were
soon
on
as-
to
Gloria went down.
Spurs.
That collapsed the house of cards.
You could tell, bro.
After Ignory got injured, that's when it was
Yeah.
fell apart.
Yeah, and Frank also made some good adjustments in the game.
Okay.
They played
Yeah,
different.
I
halftime
didn't
he
think
really did.
Like the emphasis on Kudus dropping back and receiving versus stretching the pitch. That was clear to see after it wasn't working the first 15. That was a clear change that I saw.
I don't think you understand
I
how
wasn't paying.
frustrating watching.
Dude, I think I need to rewatch the game because I was fucking.
Me too.
Have
I don't know if I
I-
can bring myself to do so. I want to do it just to look at our weaknesses, but it hurt me so much. Like I haven't
I
felt
want
the
to see
last.
Start was
how bad. 'Cause
amazing.
I've been shitting on the midfield, so I'm curious if I was actually being accurate with that or not. Because
All right.
all I'm
So-
seeing on Twitter is glazing about Nico G and glazing about Turkey, and then of course it clipped it up perfectly. But I don't remember them. Was it just Tijani who was stinking it out of the gaff? I don't remember.
All
I
right. To
think
me,
Tijani
it was a
confused.
typical
He didn't
big
know where
game.
to play. He was genuinely confused.
It was a typical big game where we had to scrap. We were doing well. They weren't getting any chances. They were going long and it was going in vain. So up to the John Stones mistake, I think it was a battling performance. And I said, all right, maybe we can get them in the second half. Just continue to keep it solid and see what happens. But the minute Stones screwed us over, and of course, Rico and friends compounded the madness, then it just went to hell. And you know how it goes with our mentality these days. Very fragile. So the slightest thing that goes against us, we just gave up the ghost. So that's basically it. It wasn't amazing, but not Newcastle, Spurs wasn't really causing any trouble. They were huffing and puffing, but they were looking like wolves. They were trying things, they were going long, the typical thing that everybody does, but it was just not happening. And then the minute Stones did that, we were just all over the place from there. Everybody lost their composure,
Yeah,
heads dropped,
that's
everything.
what concerned me. Is like,
Yeah.
look, I'm sorry to bring up last season. I'm trying not to, but it was the same story. Like we gave up a goal, and everybody just collapsed mentally.
Heads
Their
dropped.
faces dropped, and they just kind of were given that weird body language. And I'm just like, I wanted to move on from that this year, and I don't know why
Where does that
why
come
are the
from?
new players doing that?
Where does
Like,
that
why-
come from? Because that's obviously like a fear and it's a mentality issue. But is that not from the top?
Exactly.
Isn't
That's
that
coming
my
from the manager.
concern.
That's coming from the
Yeah,
Why
manager.
are the new
You
players
guys,
doing
you guys
this?
know,
Like, they're new.
as much
They
as I
weren't
love
here
him,
for it.
one thing that irritates me about him is how highly he praises the opposition before and after losses. And I wonder if that plays on the players, like just how highly he speaks of teams that he fears, like be it Liverpool at Anfield, be it Spurs. I mean, he goes on about them. And I wonder if his fear doesn't transmit to the squad.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
wanted
I
to
don't
improvement
think-
on that from last season, and we didn't. And so that really frustrated me.
I think it's a case where the team, somehow the belief, nerves are being filtered down to the team. The belief is because once upon a time, if we went one down, we continue to do what we're doing, continue the simple things, continue the good things. I know fans hate to hear this, but I'm going to use Barcelona as an example. Barcelona went 2-0 down yesterday. Nobody got panicky. Nobody started to rush the play. They just stuck to what they believed in. If they lost, they just lost, but they're not going to start to rush things and start to make silly plays and all of that. They just kept to things that are working, some adjustments here and there. But the core thing is they had the belief that they could come back with City stemming from last season. Once I think the team is still suffering from PTSD because the 0 in 14 or the 1 in 14 has messed the team up really, I believe, because as soon as, and it's not even that Spurs made a great play and scored a goal, which you can put your hand up and say, wow, that was a good piece of play they scored. It's the fact that it's another bozo moment. We are in the game. Spurs is not posing a threat. The sun is shining, the grass is dry or whatever it is. We should be having the proper footwear, and then out of nowhere, Stones is slipping. Rico Lewis is sleeping 10 yards ahead of whosoever it is that scored. Ruben Diaz misses another. So all of these things compound now. The goal is scored and now everybody's looking at each other. And then it goes to hell. And we knew from that point we were never going to score. And then Pep compounded the problem by putting we need a goal and we put on Bernardo Silva. So schizophrenic Pep. Maybe you should have started Bernardo if that's what we wanted.
If the old guys, right? If our veterans, our captains, our seasoned centre backs or players like Rico Lewis and Stones can have such bozo moves, then what's the harm in putting in the new guys? So what if they have bozo moves? Like just like how people are
But that,
crucifying Trafford, I feel like Edison
but
makes
that is the
exactly the
thing.
same kind of errors that Trafford
Ederson
makes.
has
Yeah, but the
made that
thing is,
exact same mistake against Spurs in the treble
Exactly.
season when we lost 1-0.
with
Watch
Rodri,
that again. He kicks it to Rodri, who wasn't ready for it, and then Kane scored a goal. Ederson has literally done the
What?
exact same thing.
Yeah.
but he did it to Spurs
No
twice.
excuse
That's the
not
year
to
that we
play
won
well.
4-2. The year that we won 4-2 with the Mahrez brace. That's the exact same thing. He passed the ball into the box to Rodri, and then Harry Kane took it from him and made a pass, and they scored. So, but that is not the thing.
No,
The
that
thing
was
is,
actually the away game. The one at home was we were down 2-0. It was against it was Emerson Royale. That was the dagger. I was like, what are you doing?
but he passed
And
it
then
to,
Mahrez took
yeah,
over
but
the
he did,
show.
yeah,
You
but he
make
passed it to
average
Rodri in a
players,
third
Where was
position.
our Mahrez yesterday? We had Bernardo
average
Silva.
players come to City and they look like Galacticos. Anyway, it's been fun, guys. Thank you so much for having me on the panel. I really hope.
Yeah, you're
it's
welcome
good.
anytime. We'd love to
Hopefully
have
we
you.
can do it.
Yeah, just,
All right.
When do you guys go live again?
we just go live randomly.
Randomly.
I
keep
think
us
we're
informed.
doing the watch along on Sunday for Brighton.
Is it? Oh, awesome.
Right, Steve?
Yeah. I'll bring some tissue.
Sunday, next Sunday.
along.
Sunday at 9. Right. It's next week.
All right,
It's
guys.
9 for
Cheers.
you.
Have a good one.
All right, bye. Nice to
Thanks
meet
for
you,
having me.
Romeo.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Good to meet
Bye.
you, Doug.
Likewise, man. Cheers. All
Yeah,
the
we'll
best.
see you next time.
All right. Yeah, so it's just a thing where we don't like to speak about last season, but it's obviously affecting us this season, and the manager has to do something, and it has to be right now. I think we should throw away the arrogance and just decide that listen, rebuild. We're from zero. We're building from zero up. So guess what? If we're building out and we're coming under pressure, here's the story. We're gonna go along.
Like,
Simple and plain. We're not gonna try anything.
Don't just dip your toes into the idea of a rebuild. Rebuild. That means
Yeah,
Diaz,
a proper
gone.
rebuild.
Ederson, gone. You already done with Walker, gone. You replace them with new players. Kusanov. You replace freaking
But
Goku.
We
You
can't do
replace
that
but
though.
that's the
'Cause
problem.
We have to win titles
We
and we have to
extend-
win Champions. We have to qualify for Champions League.
no, but
No,
you'll
but
do
here's the thing, Kels. Kels, here's the
New
thing.
players.
We know that we
No.
can't win every
no,
season.
you will
We
qualify
can't win every season,
You'll finish fourth.
and we have to
Maybe betting
rebuild.
in players like after the trouble, we should have betted a couple of new players in, and then
Yeah, but
all
you-
we bought were veterans. Vardio was our youngest signing that year. He's not a project though. I don't think he was a project player at all. He's a very even though he was only like 20 or 21 when we signed him, he'd been to a World Cup. He went to a World Cup semifinal with his country, regularly in the Champions League with RB Leipzig. So that to me is not like a young, inexperienced player. That's like, to me, even though he's young in age, he's very experienced. He's been in big games. He's been to the Bernabeu.
World Cup.
You know, he won a bronze medal at the World Cup. That's a big deal. Like starting for his country, not off the bench. He was starting for his country. Like that to me is not a project player. Like, but someone like Doku was. So we just need to do more of that. Because like the other signings was what? We signed Doku. That's the project player.
Savio.
No, we didn't sign Savio. That's it. We signed Kovacic. That's kind of like your old. He's just the stopgap type thing. So in reality, we should have signed someone different than Kovacic. Because we lost Gundo. We should have signed like the next Gundo. That's when ideally we should have signed Johnny Rangers, but I don't think he was.
Here's the story. That is water under the bridge.
He's
So
balling
no-
out
28-year-old.
in the Netherlands. He's balling out.
Yeah,
But the story is this.
But we failed to do that
The story
last
is
treble
this, right?
season, but we also failed to do it last season. Last season was not enough. We needed more players last season. The squad was way too small. Bringing back Gundogan ended up being a big mistake, even though, look, I supported it at the time. I thought we were going to Gundo, and he was absolute trash. His legs are gone.
Listen, the thing is this. We should just bite the bullet now, short-term pain for long-term gain, and say, here's the story. We should have started the rebuild. We put our hands up. We should have done it, but we didn't. So here's the story. We may or may not. We'll be there and thereabouts. We hold on to Champions League football, but we're looking at the bigger picture. So guess what? Etcheverry, Vita Heights, Juma Bar, we're going to bed in these guys with the eye on the next 2 year seasons or so from now. Because it's not that they're completely raw or completely useless. You see the raw talent there. You see that they have something, pace, aggression, blah blah blah. So hear what? We're gonna lose a few matches. We're gonna have some teething pains, but we're going to be battling. We're going to have legs.
Oh. Apparently Spurs got rejected for Nico Paz.
Of course.
Oh, okay.
What a fucking player. He cooked the shit out of Lazio today. Made me lose my fucking
That's why Steve's still upset.
He was.
No, I get what you're saying, Prophet. We really need to bring those center backs in next year. The problem is we just can't get rid of some of these center backs that are kind of like. Ideally, if we had known we were going to potentially get rid of Akanji, why did we send Victor Hayes out on loan?
Well, Pep won't be here, so that won't be a problem. So next year we start fresh. Jumaba has to come in.
Yeah, Jumaba has to come in next summer. He cannot go out on loan again. Because that'll be 18 months of loans. I think he at least needs to be ready for a backup role in the Premier League.
He has to come in. Aerial dominance, he's physical. That is what we need. And he has pace. That is what we need now. So Kusanov, pace. We have three good, young.
So annoying.
Let us think of Kusanov being on loan because you know that unless Ake, Stones, and friends are injured, Pep is not going to use him.
He'd actually be playing.
That's
Victor
the other
Hayes
thing.
at least is playing. I know it's like apparently they're really bad.
5 million.
Verona might get relegated. Like they're so bad. But he's getting minutes at least. That's what he needs. He needs minutes.
At the very least. But the Echeverry is gone on loan. So next season, I guess we're gonna have to wait until Pep leaves to do a rebuild. Gonna set us back maybe a year and a half or something. But we need those guys to come in. And we definitely can't sell them anywhere in Europe because these guys have massive potential. Because Jumaba, another great performance again this weekend.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Watch.
When was that game? Why didn't I watch it with you? When was it?
Because went to bed. Farmers market or some shit. It was Nice to lose. It was right after the Marseille match.
Oh.
You're tired. Man.
You should have told me.
What? I did, and you were like, "Oh my god, I gotta go." Like, I did. I did.
Wait, when did they play next week?
Let's put it down on the calendar. He's mint. Jumaba is mint. We could have used Jumaba.
I love what I see. I really do, bro. I think he's a good fucking defender. Nice Le Havre at on the 31st. Monaco Strasbourg is the same time. So I'll be watching that game. And I'll also be watching Paris FC and Metz.
Wait. Let me look this up. Wait. Okay, so next week. I gotta find this.
Next Sunday at 8:15 your time.
Oh, that'll be right after the City game. We could totally wait. It's on Sunday, the 31st. Okay. Yeah. I'm joining you for that game. Because City will end at 8.
I'll be watching Monaco Strasbourg, but I'll also have the other game on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just have Nice on. Although I'm not very good at paying attention. We all know this. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll watch that. Because City play at 6 a.m. my time, which is fine. Oh, okay. Fucking post game shit. We got to do the one.
Hopefully, it's a positive post game. Hopefully, it's a positive post game because you know how what City are like. Ruining people's weekend. But we have the players, we have the talent. It's just a matter of do we have the balls to carry them in and just accept. The fan base just needs to say, here's what. Ferguson had his rebuild moments where he had long success. He had to re-up again and come back. So maybe a season or two, but we're there and thereabouts. Third, maybe challenging, but we're looking towards next 7, 8, 9 years where even if we're not dominant, we're collecting some trophies, maybe 2 or 3 EPLs, whatever the story is, but we have to start it now and we have to be showing the club as a club where youngsters with potential can play here because right now, Savio wants to leave. All our young talents are being sold. Some want to leave. And that is saying a lot about the academy. There's no pathway into the side. Because I bet your money, any money that Mukasa, sooner or later, You're not going to hear anything more about him. He pops up somewhere else. Oh, I remember him. He's mint, and then everybody starts, oh, how did he let another academy youngster escape? The usual story. So we have to make a decision right now, but that has to happen post Pep because we know what Pep is like. Pep is not going to use any youngsters. He's going to rely on the experience, and if the experience fails, BF is going to fail a lot this season, and we're going to be tearing. Well, maybe you're going to be tearing your hair out. I don't have any hair at why he's starting, but he got that extension. So
I'm
Well,
a
one
dip
thing
on
can't-
though, like you said, if we're gonna do, are you leaving?
Yeah, take care. Take
Okay.
care. Nice to meet you, by the
We'll
way.
wrap up real soon, Prophet. Let's do.
all
one
right,
final
cool.
Hi, Steve. Yeah, we'll wrap up soon. No, one thing though that is true. If we're gonna do this rebuild, our fan base has to be patient because stuff like yesterday will happen. There'll be games like that. Like that's probably why I'm not as upset. Like, despite some people thinking I'm being upset, I'm actually not that upset with the result. For me, it's just I need to see I just need to see improvement. And yesterday just didn't.
Performance.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
wanted a better
performance that we need
performance.
to see.
Yeah, well, I just needed to see that mentality be better for the like when we can't just drop our heads and we give up a goal because you're going to give goals up. That's just part of football. So you have to like rebuild that like good mentality. And I just didn't see it yesterday. And we also have to accept younger and new players are going to make mistakes like Trafford did, and not to flip out and
The other-
crucify him. Like I wasn't like I'm like, oh man, we gave up a goal. Like I'm upset about that, but like I don't want to run the guy out of town.
I'm not even worried about the Trafford goal.
I think some people need to lower theirs, and I think they're not.
The problem that people are having in terms of the expectations is that we're caught in between rebuild and we want a trophy now.
Yeah,
So that is the
exactly.
problem that we have. So we hear people clamoring for Donnarumma and Rodrigo, and I'm saying, where the hell are we going with those players? Because what is going to happen? Our fan base doesn't watch Donnarumma. I can tell you that. Based on what they're saying, I know they only pick up on Donnarumma either with the penalty shootout with Italy versus England and the last part of this season with the treble winning team with PSG. Outside of that, these people haven't a clue. They have not been watching Donnarumma. Donnarumma is not what they think he is, right? And the first game that Donnarumma makes a mistake, they're going to be on to him. Rodrigo is not going to do anything different from what we see Savio and friends do because we have a system issue. So I think we need to go back to ground zero. Let us play round pegs in round holes. Let us give the players that are here the best chance to succeed by playing them where they are most liable to produce something. So if that means changing the system, moving away from inverted fullbacks, whatever the story is. But I get the impression, and maybe I'm wrong, but I doubt it, Pep is not going to do any of those things. And he's going to find himself in a weird position where he wants to do X, he wants to do Y, and he's going to end up looking schizophrenic like yesterday. If you're going to play Bernardo, he has to start. 60 minutes, get him off the pitch.
He was
Bring him
very
late.
poor as a sub.
Yeah, but
When you're losing
in a game
and you
where,
need a goal, he's not the guy to bring on.
but he doesn't have any. Once there's pace and power, especially that late in the game, and you're trying to stretch the pitch and you need legs on the pitch, Bernardo is not going to do anything. So if you're not going to start him, don't put him on the pitch. I don't think he would have made a difference yesterday. But
Yeah,
fine,
he can only be
we're
a
going to
sub if
use
we're
him.
leading and we need to control the game type thing. Like if we were up 2-0, I'd be like, sure, bring him on. He could just that's when you just want him to pass backwards and who cares? Well, maybe
Sure.
side to side, whatever.
Yeah,
That's
but-
when you want him to do that. But when you're trailing and need a goal, that is not the sub I would have brought on.
But I'm not seeing where Pep Linders is having any. The Juventus game I saw, this is what Pep Linders would bring to the team. But no, I think we got a little glimpse versus Wolves. But at the same time, coming into Spurs, I think there was apprehension. Well, it can't be apprehension because they decided to start Turkey and French. No, I think the fan base is reactionary in the sense where they expected Turkey to just be mint from minute one. And in a game versus a big six, their managers are not idiots. They're going to try and find ways to try and limit Turkey. But he did have some good moments. But the thing that I was liking up to John Stones is defensively we were keeping it tight. I'm wondering when is it that we're going to have a performance without a bozo? We're going to actually have the opposition work for the goal, but it's the same old mistakes. We have a right back who is not aware of danger any at all. And then, of course, you know the story with John Stones and yeah. So something has to give this season. And even though it's one of those rebuild kind of things, even though it's not a full rebuild based on what I'm seeing, but something is going to have to give because if you spend you make an investment of over 300 million, you expect something to happen. And Pep at this moment in time is just not looking like the good. We don't like to say it, but it's the truth.
Back there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go have a look and see what's happening.
We'll wrap this up.
Yeah, so we'll see what Martin is up to. Yeah, man, no problem. Have a good one, yeah?
Yeah, thanks for coming, Prophet. We'll chat with you later.
All right, cool.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up, guys. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll definitely come back for a watch along. I'm not sure. We'll try to do something in between then. But yeah, everyone take care. Have a good night. And go listen to Martin's space later tonight. I don't know what time it is, but he said he's doing a space. Could get spicy in there. So see some of you there. All right. Bye-bye.